Okay.
I believe they're incestuous brothers and sister. JJ is crazy, man.
Welcome, everybody, to the Huber Rebels podcast, your favorite podcast featuring two dudes talking about movies and video games and...
music, sometimes.
And beer.
And... what was that other thing?
TV?
No, before Bitecast.
Hot Tub Cast.
Hot tubs. And time machines. And the 10 dimensions.
Yes.
Which I did consider bringing up. But I realized that was way too crazy.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yep. It's about the 10 dimensions of the universe.
Are there 10?
Yes. I'll send you the video. It's a mind trip.
Save it for another week, because that sounds intriguing.
I was like, I need to research this a lot more to bring it up. Because I can't. I'll be like, yeah, I got nothing.
Right. I wanted to just mention real quick that I have a new favorite beer. A couple weeks ago, we were drinking my previous favorite beer, which was the Lagunitas Brown Sugar.
Yep.
Now it is the New Belgium Fat Tire Belgian White. I don't think it's new or anything. Yeah.
It's new to you.
It's new to me.
And it's good to you.
It's delicious. I can't stop drinking them, and I think it's a problem. And I know you said you didn't want one, but it kind of makes me sad because I didn't want to be drinking it alone.
That sounds really good, too. Okay. I'll have one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I got one for you. Just either I was hoping you would want one after I told you about it, or I would just drink it myself.
I'll
So,
move this right over. Still repping REI. Cheers.
cheers.
To episode 12.
The Phantom Menace. One other just quick little update.
Yes.
The Chargers lost
I know.
to the Lions.
I turned it on.
It was terrible.
Because I was like, I'm not going to watch football. And then I was like, oh, the Chargers are playing right now. And I'm here. And I guess I could put it on. But I didn't want to turn my TV on. Because why would I turn my TV on? Well, then I was like, well, it's probably going to be too difficult to pull this up streaming. So I'm like, I know they shut down NBA streams. And I think they shut down MLB streams.
Did they really?
Yep.
On Reddit?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, I bet they didn't shut down NFL streams yet. And they didn't. And I pulled it up. And I had it on for about 2 seconds. And I was
nope.
just like, I can already tell this is not going to be a good game.
It was a very upsetting game.
Yeah, and I decided I didn't watch anymore.
We had one drive where we had two touchdowns called back because of penalties.
Oh, my
and,
God.
I think that was also the same drive when Rivers threw an interception in the end zone. So, it's just kind of...
I also lost my fantasy.
Me too.
And it's like, just annoying because everybody's underperforming.
Yeah.
But
except for Lamar Jackson, who I have.
Who I also have.
Yeah.
And is all being wasted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I lost, even though he scored like 35 points. Cool.
So I'm really hoping that continues. I'm really happy with my pickup because I read something that was like, get him if you can. And I got him, and he was 35 week 1 and 33 week 2 or whatever it was. Or maybe he had more than 30.
That's the only thing I have to hang my hat on at the moment. Yep. It's just that I was smart enough to get Lamar Jackson. Even though I'm losing, it's like... Got him before you guys.
This is gonna be a later in the season run for me. I made a couple waiver placed those today to pick up some guys. But it's like even the guys I have that they're saying are better than the guys I picked up aren't scoring anything. Stephon Diggs has done
nothing.
No. But it's been 2 weeks, so we'll see.
People are still finding their.
I'm trying to get Carlos Hyde, the Houston guy. Because my running back game is pretty weak. Joe Mixon is who I have, and he's... I don't know these people. I don't know the situation.
I just know he's on the Bengals.
All I know is that I look, and they give me no points.
Right.
So I don't like you.
And
then I mention the names to other people, and I get a reaction, and that tells me all I need to know.
Well, so, I mean, this is my...
Because the Bengals are bad, right?
Ignorance. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. And that affects his ability.
They're not even bad. They're just... non-existent.
They're just nothing.
You don't hear about them at all, which is weird. I have Jimmy Graham, who I thought was a great tight end.
No, he's down.
Apparently he's
down
in the
there.
back end, the back nine of his career, and he scored 0 points, even though he was healthy and starting.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
I got Ertz.
That's a great one.
Who's good? No. And tight end, I used a pick on him to make sure I had, because it's done. I wanted a different tight end.
One of my coworkers was telling me that during his game, he got his bell rung pretty good, and he was walking off the field.
Ertz?
Yeah, and just before he got to the sideline, you see him just kind of stop and shake it off, and he turns around and goes back. He's like, I'm gonna keep playing. He's kind of a beast. So.
Oh, he is, but man, that I struggle with football now.
I know.
I really do.
It's not worth.
Nope. There might be treatments for that, but I don't want to get into that on this podcast.
Yeah, later day.
I have another video this week.
Okay.
I don't remember what it is.
Oh,
But I remember it was good.
So it'll be new for both of us.
And what was it? What did I call it?
Which one is it?
My God!
It's probably
yes.
This Absolute Mad Lad, right?
Yes, this absolute mad lad. So I'm gonna set the stage real quick. It's a concert.
Okay.
Everybody's recording, and this dude's just like, Minecraft for days.
That's one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I love how he's like, yeah, like he's so pumped. Like he's not just being a douche about it. Like he's
because I interpreted that as all you idiots on your phones. If you're gonna just look into your phone, why not just play Minecraft
and listen to the music?
So
good.
I loved it because of the mocking of everybody else.
Right.
Like, this isn't some loser that just wants to play Minecraft.
Right.
Like, I want to do that now at a concert.
But he does it with the best thing possible.
And he's like jamming out like, while he's playing. I'm so happy somebody else recorded that too.
Yes. Oh, we would have for sure if we saw that. We're like, we have to capture this guy.
So yeah,
I actually capture him, but
maybe
clone him and put more of him in the world.
That made me very happy.
I love that.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
3D printing.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with 3D printing?
I wouldn't say I'm very familiar with it, but I've seen it in the work.
What it is? Could you describe what it is? So somebody at my work got one.
Every time I see it happening in like a time lapse, it blows my mind.
It's so cool.
It's crazy.
It's just like compact homemade manufacturing.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I envision it. Before, to make a toy, you needed a factory.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can essentially you can't make a million toys, but you can make a toy.
Yeah.
At your house.
Right.
Custom. So somebody at my work got a 3D printer, and
how much is it?
Ranges a lot. So you're gonna have the really high-end professional ones. Then you're gonna have everybody can have low-end ones that are probably gonna break and not really do that much. So what he said he did was the lowest end of the good ones.
Okay.
Which is essentially that's the area I target with a lot of stuff.
And how big is it?
I'm not 100% sure on the scale.
Like, do you know what size stuff he can make with it?
No.
Like, does it have to, whatever you're making, does it have to fit under like the height of whatever the thing is, or can it like move around sort of?
I think it's under the height.
Okay.
Of it.
So probably not too big.
In terms of dimensions, I really have no idea.
Okay.
What he's making though is really cool. So he's using his 3D printer to create an enclosure for his 3D printer. I love it. And it's going to take like the whole week.
Yeah.
So like every day or every night you start it, and then he said by the time he gets home the next day, that part's done and he can start the next one, and then it'll all go together, and then you can go from there.
That's pretty cool.
And he's streaming it on Twitch.
Cool.
I don't remember what it was, but I followed him. I threw him a follow.
I like that.
It's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
You could watch it forever. And it's really cool. But I mentioned it to my grandma.
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you know what 3D printing is?" And she did the whole yes, no. And
I'm like, familiar with it. I don't necessarily know what it is.
No, it was a yes, and then I don't want to say what I think it is.
Yeah.
And so, because she did know, and I could tell like she did know, and I was like, no, tell me what you think, and she described it pretty well. And again,
I feel like that's a common reaction to you.
What?
Yes, but I don't want to say.
It is, because you better bring the info.
Yeah, I know, because you'll shame somebody.
But I really won't. What I want to do is add to it.
You'll make someone.
I want to enrich. Yeah. I want to take whatever they think they maybe know.
Yeah, and expand it.
And solidify that. Yeah. And be like, no, it's this and this and this.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when you have some of the pieces and you can connect it, then you know it. But she said the one thing that I was really hoping she wasn't going to say, but I'm not surprised. Yeah, they do guns, right? And I'm just like, somebody at work said the same thing when he was talking to me. And I'm just like, that's the media for you. Right. I still find it interesting because I'm like, what are regular people that aren't following this stuff exposed to when they hear a term?
I think that's the first thing I ever heard about with 3D printing was someone 3D printed a gun.
And I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
See, that wasn't the first thing I heard because like I'd seen before media people knew about it. And then they're just like, all right, what's bad about this? Oh, guns. Well, now let's introduce the world to 3D printing through telling them that people can make guns that aren't metal and scare the shit out of everybody.
Right.
In reality, there's already guns everywhere, people. Who cares if someone's 3D printing a gun? We don't care to stop them regularly.
Right.
This isn't an anti-gun cast. It's just this specific detail that...
That'll be
I'm
part
like,
of the hot tub cast.
Yeah. So, I was not surprised when she said that, but I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But what she said was, my grandpa knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you should go talk to him. And so I did, and immediately he was like, yep. And he told me he knew about this a long time ago.
Really?
Like 50 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. That I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because he used to work for McDonald Douglas,
Uh-huh.
that then was bought by Boeing. But he was in aerospace, and he was a tool. He dealt with like tools and managing that. And so I asked him, and he's like, yeah, back in the 70s, he remembers I don't remember if he said vice president or something, like was talking about that, and they were exploring. They didn't call it 3D printing.
Sure.
They called it whatever, prefabrication and blah, 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 who knows what it was called.
Yeah.
But they were exploring that for like tools and parts and stuff.
That's so cool.
For airplanes, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because I'm sure they were at the cutting edge of everything.
Yeah.
And he said it was the R&D department. I thought that was I was like, that's so cool. And then he mentioned guns.
Just like,
yeah.
oh, okay, there we go. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder how many things have been around
Oh,
for that long before everybody knows about it. Probably.
Imagine the things that we're going to see when we're old and be like, that's crazy, that exist right now in the universe.
Yep.
It is somewhere in the world, and it exists.
Yep.
It's not in Area 51, people. Do not go. I didn't realize that's still coming
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah, the date. What date is it?
20th?
20th?
3 days from now?
Dude, should we do a live podcast from there?
I hate all of those people. Every single person.
Let's go interview them.
That's a good idea. No, so somebody had the best idea. They're like, I am going to become a millionaire. I'm going to go set up camp, and I'm going to sell refreshments and everything to these people. That's how you get rich.
Yeah.
You know who got rich off the gold rush? Not the miners.
The people who were employing. No. Yeah.
What people did was they went and set up shops right next to these places where people were getting gold.
With stuff that miners need,
Supplies.
which is
And they made so
much
money.
more prevalent than
'Cause
gold is.
People were flooding in there, and they made so much money.
Yeah.
That's why San Francisco grew. Straight off of that.
So do you think those hot dog carts do very well outside of Sports Center or Staples Center?
They're everywhere. There's a reason they're there.
Yeah.
Every single sporting... Are they making millions of dollars?
No.
That's where you're selling a hot dog. You're
Right.
not selling a pickaxe for who
Well, I
knows
guess the thing with
how
the
much
gold rush
money.
is like, there's probably not a town very nearby. So
And that's the key.
Yeah.
That's not... Yeah. So if there was a hot dog cart
Right.
next to the coal mine or the
Right.
gold miners, they would have made just as much money.
yeah. What if there was a Popeyes chicken sandwich cart? They would have run out.
I can't even say anything about that sandwich. I talked to somebody else who was like, "Oh, well, I am not even acknowledging that until it's readily available."
Yeah. I will tell you, since I got a...
I've told many people about your story.
Did you tell them I thought it was amazing?
I don't remember that part of the story. to be
It's so
perfectly honest.
good.
The
I
only
want
part
another
of the
one
story
really badly.
I remember is 40 minutes and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even the context, just 40
Well,
minutes and 30 minutes.
But the 30 minutes wasn't actually true.
I know, but I still use that.
Nah, it's not fair to Popeyes. We shouldn't hate Popeyes for this
I
either.
don't hate Popeyes.
Yeah, it's
I
not
hate
their
people.
fault. Yeah, people.
I hate people.
100%
I
people.
don't hate people, but like I blame people. It was like the Szechuan sauce and people jumping over
Right.
counters at McDonald's.
Right.
It's people.
Right. I have one other thing for this segment. Do you remember last week I
Yeah.
mentioned
I do remember last week.
Reese without her spoon?
Yes. Oh my god.
I just wanted to tell you some other funny celebrity puns that
Okay.
exist in the
This is
universe.
good. I
These
like
are some of
this.
my favorite jokes in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, obviously, we have Reese with her spoon and Reese without her spoon, right?
That's
Next
the
up,
one I sent you.
I know, we have Ray and Blu-ray.
I feel like you do a lot with that. That's good. Oh, that was Ray Charles.
I'll put the pictures on so they... Oh yeah, people listening don't know.
Yep, I got you. I got you, peeps.
Okay, that's a bad one, because it doesn't... That one doesn't automatically tell you who you're talking about. Here is Pamela Anderson and Pamela without her son.
Pamela Anderson.
These are my favorite. Here's Beyonce and Be Twice.
Oh, see, I want this to go be thrice before say. It's
Just too many of them.
Keep going, yeah.
Yeah. Here is Willem Dafoe.
Oh God.
And Willem Defriend.
What? Okay, that one's good.
These are my favorite jokes. Here is Neil Patrick Harris.
Wait. I want to guess this one. Oh, I really can't. Like Neil Patrick. I got nothing.
Stand Patrick Harris.
Neil. You got to find the one word.
Here is. Do you want to try and guess? If you can guess the theme, here's Tom Cruise.
Oh, and then cause Tom Fast or something like that. He's not cruising.
Tom Drive.
And
Tom Fly.
Okay.
Pretty close.
There we go.
I'll give you that.
I found the word, but I couldn't figure out what it was going to turn.
This one isn't going to work because the pictures are side by side. Actually, okay. Yeah, what is the antithesis of Daniel Radcliffe?
Daniel Rad Lawn.
Daniel Boringcliffe.
Oh, that's better. I was changing Cliff. That's so much better.
One more thing. Shout out to my friend Gary at work. I don't think he listens to this, but if he ever does, shout out Gary. He introduced me to this thing that I love, this concept. Do you know the whole anime thing where girls put like cat ears on their head and like go to conventions and stuff?
Yeah.
You know, the cat ear thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So he likes to think about what if for every girl that puts cat ears on their head, there's a cat with human ears.
Did he make this, or is he just a fan of somebody that made this meme?
He's finding stuff, but he also just sent me a couple drawings that he made. There's another one.
So he's contributing to it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So here's his girl with cat ears, which is a really cool drawing.
She actually has cat ears, though.
She might have. Well, which is another thing, an anime thing. And then here's his cat, now very confused about why he has human ears. All of a sudden. I love it.
That's really
such
good.
a funny idea.
Throw that.
I will.
That visual in there so people can see that.
I will.
And credit to the artist. That's really funny.
That's all I got. That's not movie or game related. Do you have anything else?
That's all I got too.
All right, then we will be right back after a short break to talk to you about movies and TV.
Ba-na-na.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And you're listening to the Hebrew Rebels podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to the movies and TV segment. Did you watch anything this week?
Not really. I've been working on other stuff, but I've been on YouTube. Mainly YouTube. I've been watching a bunch of, I don't know, educational. I'm just learning.
So you mentioned last week you were watching the videos about like spices and stuff like that.
So more his channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I learned this is what I learned this week. I watched how the Americas got its name.
Okay.
How Europe got its name, Asia, Africa, Australia.
Tell me one.
So Europe they can't trace. Europa is the earliest use in Greek, but they don't know where that came from.
Okay.
So it's like they don't really know where that language came from. The Americas one was really interesting. So there's one theory that there was this like cartographer guy who named it after like an explorer, but apparently cartographers didn't name stuff. The person who discovered it, so like Christopher Columbus, etc., or the king or queen that sent the person would name it, so Isabel of Spain. So that theory is a little less popular.
Would a cartographer... They would have just been with the person discovering it. They wouldn't have been there first.
No.
Okay.
Or tasked afterwards.
Sure.
But, no, they didn't have that kind of authority just based on history.
Yeah.
And so... Also, it's like... Do we really want to give the naming to the people that aren't even from there?
No.
So, there's a more popular theory, and probably more legit, and this is what I think. So, there's a region in Nicaragua where it's the Amerique Mountains.
Uh-huh.
Something like, I think that's the word. So that's where they think it comes from.
Cool.
Generally speaking. So I like that originates from the people here.
Is Nicaragua Central America?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right in the like thick of Central America, which
Cool.
is cool. It's in the middle.
Yeah.
Literally represents both Americas.
So that would have already been an established name when it was
yes,
discovered.
and then they come here and they hear that, and who knows? The explorers' names were like Amerigo, and so.
So do you think naming something as big as continents is like when Miles Teller in Fantastic Four is like, fantastic, that's a good name, let's be the Fantastic Four? Like, do you think they just overhear the native people say that word and they're like,
I can tell you the reason that was so dumb is because it doesn't happen in a moment. It happens
that's what I'm imagining.
over time.
Yeah.
But
Christopher Columbus and like Rob Columbus are there, and he's just like, what do you think of America?
one more, I want to add Australia.
Uh-huh.
All this credit goes to Atlas Pro
Yeah.
YouTube channel, by the way. I did not do any of this research on my own. He makes great videos. Like, he's one of my favorite channels.
I'll watch some.
But no, real quick on the Australia. So there was a theory, because when we all lived in the northern hemisphere, that the southern hemisphere would be a mirrored, weighted version. There'd be as much land there as there was in the northern hemisphere. But we know that that's not the case. Most of the land is
north, right?
In the northern hemisphere. Yeah. And so there was this belief that there was this land in the southern hemisphere called Terra Australis, which is just the southern land. And so they didn't give that to Australia at first, though. I think because they thought there'd be more, but I also think they didn't think there'd be more eventually. Australia ended up becoming not from something else, I forget, but there was like these islands, and one of these like random islands was Australia, because that was New Holland, and it flipped at some point.
Gotcha.
Somebody decided, we need to flip this, and they just did it.
That's cool.
So it's like, and now forever.
Right.
That's what it's going to be called.
Do you think in some like extended period of time from now, something like Australia will be a different name, or is it like cemented as Australia and it will never change? Because we're very established in the world now.
We're very connected. We're very... History...
Things got lost back then.
A lot of stuff got lost. And it gives me a little bit of anxiety when I think about that. Because I'm like, I want to know.
Yeah.
And we're still discovering. Who knows what else we'll discover. But for now, we got our continents and our oceans and whatnot.
Think of what it'll be like to name stuff in space when we start finding stuff.
There was actually something I wanted. You mentioned the spices earlier. This is what I was thinking of. Was they talked about exploring, and then watching all these videos, it made me think about it. I was like, so there was a belief for a lot of human history until Christopher Columbus confirmed, essentially, that there was all this other land there, that the entire world was Europe connected to Asia, connected to Africa.
Okay.
That was land, and ocean was everywhere else.
Right.
And I really thought about that. I'm like, wow, like you're living on Earth, and that's how you, in your mind's eye, envision where you're living.
Right.
It's so fascinating to me. And so, because we grow up, we literally live here, so it's like not a big deal. And we're like, oh yeah, Columbus discovered this, and Columbus is not a good person.
Right.
So I've actually pulled back a lot from getting excited about that kind of stuff. But then I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness. That changed everything. Like, I know that, but, like, that really changed everything. Which is insane.
What did?
Finding new land.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, wait, what? This isn't it? How is this not it?
Right.
There's a whole nother thing over here. And what it made me think of was, like, wow, that was 500 years ago.
What were the ones that you said that they thought were connected?
Europe, Asia, Africa, which they are.
Asia. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And that's
I thought you didn't mention
land,
it.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
They hadn't found Australia yet.
Sure.
Like, that was down there.
No,
Americas were over there.
yeah.
Antarctica was the last one found.
Yeah.
And eventually did get the Terra Australis name because it's 2 times the size of Australia, so it rightfully so.
Yeah.
But just thinking about that, like, wow, they really we're not that far away, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And for how much of human history we were just like, there's nothing over there. This is it. And just that we live now where it's just, we take it so for granted. And just thinking about, like, man, what was that like? And then thinking about where we are right now with space, like you said.
Yeah.
And all the stuff there is to go explore out there.
Yeah, we can't imagine.
Add 500 years.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, they had no idea. That's why I'm obsessed with this
something like
kind of
that
stuff.
could really depress me, thinking like We'll never know what that's going to be, like what those things are going to be that they're going to freak out about. It's also super cool to think about.
It's fun to think about, and when you can kind of come to terms with that and realize it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is what we have right now is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to like imagine and dream.
We can live through stuff like that in movies.
We dream through it. Right now, it's infinitely possible.
Yeah. And that's almost a better time than finding out what there is, and it might be
not what you want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and we can just live through those stuff that we might not want to know in movies.
Not only
that are bad space stuff.
We're living through like SpaceX landing rockets, going to Mars. Like, this is a pivotal point in human history. All of human history is.
I want to be doing this podcast when they land on Mars.
We will, and it's gonna be incredible. We'll do a reaction video.
We'll probably be able to like project ourselves on Mars by that point. Who knows?
VR.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother discussion. So sorry, that was a bit of a tangent.
No, you're good.
But I also watched a video on Monaco. Learned about Monaco.
Mm-hmm. Monaco,
I used to be like, oh, I want to be rich so I can live there. I don't want anything to do with Monaco now. Now that I understand what it is, it's rich. It's apparently Jack Nicholson described it the best. It's Alcatraz for rich people.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
it's a prison?
If you live in Monaco, you
can't leave, right?
You have to stay there because the reason that people are there are to not pay taxes.
Oh, wow.
Which I also don't support.
Right.
I'm proud to pay taxes.
They have no taxes? It's a country, right?
It's a tax haven. It's a quarter mile.
Right, but it's a country.
Yes, it's like the smallest country.
I mean, they have like a king, president, prime minister, something, right?
Honestly, this could be a whole thing. Like I'm fascinated by it now. Grace Kelly.
Right. Her daughter is married.
Grace Kelly married the like king there.
Right.
And put Monaco on the map.
Right.
Her son is now the ruler.
Who I've seen.
Prince
he
Albert.
always goes to the races and
he's loved.
Yeah.
So between that and the Monaco Grand Prix, it was like kind of these weird things that all fell into place that led to it being what it is today.
It's a good thing he didn't die when Whiplash was attacking Tony during the race.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Monaco. Just to see it.
I want to go for the race, 100%.
The Grand Prix would be a really cool thing to go for. But when they showed is 400 square feet a lot?
I can't envision square feet in my head.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's 20 by 20, so no.
So I think it was 1.5 million for 400 square feet, but I think it was less than 400 square feet. It was a studio that they turned into a one-bedroom for 1.5 million, and your view is dirty laundry on other people's balconies.
Mm.
But it made sense because it's a tax haven.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Piers Morgan. He went and went exploring it and all, and it's depressed old rich people that all they're living for is their money. And I'd much rather be here doing a podcast.
Is there much to do with it there? Like, it's so cramped. It's so cramped.
Spend it by your car.
Where do you even go?
So like he talked to one guy, and it's literally if you want to go to the best restaurant and the best this and the best that and the best that every single day for the rest of your life.
Well, I guess they can travel a lot. They can reside there, but they can travel.
That's true.
And I
think you might have to stay there a certain number of days, though.
Possibly.
But it's all to avoid taxes.
Wow.
And you literally can't go home.
Well,
if you go home to Britain for too long, you have to pay taxes.
The pride and joy, I think, of Monaco right now. Charles Leclerc has won the two most recent F1 races, so I'm sure they're very happy.
I love it. I love the mystique and the glamour and all. I would love to go to the Monte Carlo casino and see all that. I love it. They said that's what kind of put it on the map too.
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch a good one. Singapore. No, I watched one on Singapore.
Okay.
I love Singapore. Real quick.
Uh-huh.
It's about the future, how Singapore is literally 40 years ahead. It's amazing. They have all the cutting edge, everything. And to tie that, what were you going to say?
I equate Singapore and Dubai in my brain. No, not that they're the same. I know they're different, but in terms of is Dubai just rich?
Yep.
Or
Oh.
the UAE. Yeah, that one.
What does it stand for?
United Arab Emirates.
You were doing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were just trying to guess the
my mouth
acronym.
and my brain were not connected, so letters just kept coming out in different orders.
The UAE.
UAE.
The UA.
Uwa. Wa.
Yeah, I don't. I like that.
So Singapore is very advanced.
Yeah.
UAE is just rich.
And advanced, but it's...
But not as much as Singapore.
Singapore, the reason Singapore is so special is because they have such a small amount of land that they have to maximize. And so it's
efficient.
It's over engineering everything down to the last detail.
Yeah.
They have the best airport in the world. Changi, my favorite airport. I would fly there just to stay in the airport.
Which Singapore is where Crazy Rich Asians took place.
Which is why I watched it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I needed something to watch in the background to like do some work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go hang out in Singapore for a while.
I really like that movie.
And now I'm just really sad that I'm not in Singapore right now.
Yeah.
I would
like to go.
I would live there.
Another race I would like to go to.
Oh, they do one there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Night
awesome.
street race. Oh, it's the next one actually. It's Sunday. You should watch it.
Singapore's so
Some
awesome.
of it.
They have housing for every single person.
That's
Affordable
good.
housing. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not going to get into that. Now the history cast is done or whatever that was.
A podcast within a podcast.
Yep.
I watched 2 movies and a show. I'll do the show first.
Okay.
A very Brady renovation.
Oh, I want to watch this because it's not just one episode, right?
No, it's at least 3 or 4.
You think
maybe
they're re-showing them?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's
I mean-
HGTV.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Of course they are.
That'll be the easiest thing to rewatch.
It's
Talk about it.
very cool.
I'm so excited.
It's amazing. So, have you watched the Brady Bunch very much?
I've watched Brady Bunch when I was younger.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched a lot later. And then one of the websites that I go and put my brain into is called Curbed LA, and they just talk about stuff that's going on in like real estate and stuff. And I remember like the Brady house is up for sale,
Right.
and then it sold,
Right.
and it was HGTV, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And then I forgot about it,
Right.
and then I saw that it was done, and then I saw that you put it on there,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this is so cool because I actually know what this is.
It's such a genius idea.
Because they got
them.
all the HGTV people, right?
A lot of the
I
big
saw
ones.
the Property Brothers. I was surprised.
So they're like spearheading it because they're just. I can't even believe how huge they are. Like
So-
they show up everywhere.
they should make it
HPB TV.
How about just PBTV?
PBTV. It
Property
should be
Bro-
PBTV.
PBTV.
They should. Every show should have their own host. But then they bring it in. They're like, "Hey, we're so and so, and then we got this person to redo our house. We're gonna take off now and collect our millions." Like, I like them a lot though. They're really cool.
And they play basketball.
Do they?
Because they were in the Celebrity All-Star game a couple of years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I do like them.
One of them is now dating Zoe Deschanel.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And they're tall. They're like my height. They're like 6'4".
Gotta love them if they're tall.
Yeah.
No, they're awesome. They hustle.
I relate to
they're
tall
good
people.
at what they do. Like,
I like them.
um,
And they seem genuine.
they do. They don't seem fake.
Yeah, they seem genuine. A lot of the HGTV
They
people,
have some like.
hi, you're welcome to da-da-da-da-da. And they're just
Right.
like, hey, like we're smart and we know our stuff.
They have some cringy, goofy moments, but it's like.
It's great,
But
yeah.
they seem like real people.
We do too.
Yeah.
How was it? So you watched the first episode?
Yeah. Okay, so just real quick, the premise. HGTV, as you said, bought the Brady Bunch house, but obviously the facade of the Brady Bunch house isn't where they... Or the Brady Bunch house isn't where they filmed the Brady Bunch. They filmed it on a studio at Paramount. So
Oh my
the
God.
inside of the Brady Bunch house looks nothing like the Brady Bunch house.
Before or after?
Before. What do you mean? When they bought it. It looked nothing like it on the inside.
Okay, okay.
Even structurally, not even close.
I'm gonna let you. I don't think I realized the gravity of this.
So what they wanted to do was they're like, we're going to buy this thing and we're going to renovate it so that outside and inside it is the Brady Bunch house. And it was
Holy moly!
such a feat because
That's huge.
because like I said, and
That's
they can't
insane.
even do it exactly. There's certain things that
not
have to not
possible.
exactly be in the right place, but what they're doing, I won't say all the details, but like
But
what
it's
they're doing
good.
is insane.
Oh my god. It's done, right?
Yeah. If you went right now, it would look cool.
Because I thought I saw a picture of the inside finished. But I'm with everybody standing on the stairs. That's what I
So
remember.
the first episode Each episode is a different section of the house that they work on and complete instead
it.
of the whole thing at once and then a grand reveal at the end. So the first episode is the front of the house and the main living room.
So that's probably what I saw then.
Yeah. They got all 6 of the kids to come and be on the show.
Because they're all still alive?
Yep. The parents and Alice are dead, sadly. But
sad sounding, man.
but all the kids are alive.
Real quick, what era was Brady Bunch?
70s?
Really?
Yeah.
So that was my mom's generation.
The house is insanely 70s on the inside.
I was thinking 50s.
Green.
I love Lucy as 50s.
Yes.
Brady Bunch is 70s.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
And I love the Brady Bunch. Like, I used to watch it a lot. I haven't, like you said, watched it
Is it
much
on anything?
recently. I don't know.
Do any of these streaming networks own it?
Not that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. Watch it. I would recommend it. And then I just also had here, the Brady Bunch show scored the network's best rating in years.
Wow.
So
it's something fresh.
right.
They're not just recycling the same crap.
Or coming out with a literally they'll just make a different version of the exact same show.
It makes me sad because my mom used to have HGTV on this TV 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot from watching HGTV with her. I grew up with House Hunters.
Me too.
And
That
I
and like
remember
Curb Appeal and like different stuff like
Curb
that.
Appeal. Oh my god. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I never hated it. Like it's
I loved
always
it all.
yeah.
It's part of me.
It's still on TV in my house a lot. So
That's good.
yeah.
I watch House Hunters International with my grandma every once in a while.
International is
Just to
good.
see other countries.
I don't like House Hunters. Oh, no, Island Hunters.
That sounds annoying.
That's a dumb one.
because it's not House Hunters.
I could talk about HGTV for a very long time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we save that for another
I'm
episode.
gonna move on.
Oh my god.
HGTV cast. Okay, 2 movies I saw. One is called Blink of an Eye.
Blink of an Eye, the NASCAR movie.
Yes.
With what looked like Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt?
So it's Michael Waltrip's story. He wrote a book about this.
Because all I'm thinking
It's
is,
like a biography.
does my grandpa know about this?
The movie?
Yeah. I saw it was
I
like
don't
one day
think
release.
so because
Does it come out Friday?
it already came. It already came out.
September 1?
Or it came out last Thursday. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's based on a book that Michael Waltrip wrote that he was hoping would get turned into a movie. So the story is that he had this long NASCAR career,
Yeah.
very successful coming up in NASCAR,
Mm-hmm.
very unsuccessful when he got to the top level of NASCAR. He was 0-462. He was very successful, then went on a 462 losing streak, right?
Did he, as in like not winning a race?
Not winning.
A race?
Yes. During that time, he became friends with Dale Earnhardt, who was,
The GOAT.
yeah, him and Richard Petty, greatest of all time, right? Not quite as successful as Richard Petty, but in a more modern era. So
Different
like
era,
it's different.
yeah.
And he's the most beloved NASCAR person of all time. Became friends with him. Eventually, Dale Earnhardt says, "I'm building this team. I want you to be on it." And everyone's like, "What? Michael Waltrip?
Okay.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't win."
Ah.
So he puts him on his team. The first race that Michael Waltrip is on their
Yeah.
team is the Daytona 500 in 2001.
Okay.
And that is the day that Michael Waltrip won the Daytona 500, his first ever cup race, and the day that Dale Earnhardt died. So the story, the premise of the movie
It was
is
2001.
I
It was-
had my highest of highs in my
Yeah.
life and the lowest of lows within minutes of each other.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
I
watched
remember
it.
it being on the.
It's horrible.
I don't think I was watching because I wasn't watching racing. I saw it that day.
Yeah.
Like I definitely remember my grandpa reacting and all of that happening, and it was hard to comprehend.
I don't think I understood what was happening at the time, but I remember later that day my dad seeing online
Because it
that he was
wasn't
dead.
immediate. It was
Right.
it was that it
It
happened
had
over
to
the course
develop
of the
a little
day.
bit, yeah. And he was devastated.
Yeah, that was-
and it didn't even really fully hit me then either.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy story.
That's why Junior's the most beloved.
Yeah, 18 straight most popular drivers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's in it. Junior's in it. It's just it's a good
Is it documentary?
documentary. Yeah, it's just mainly people sitting in a chair talking, telling stories.
I'm gonna buy that for my grandpa.
You should.
Yeah,
He would really like it.
I don't even know if he knows about it. I'll ask him.
Yeah. So I would recommend if you like NASCAR. No, if you like
I never knew that.
if you like sports, I would recommend watching it because it's You don't have to like
Yeah.
NASCAR. It's a great story
That's what
that
it is.
more people need to
It's
know
like
about, I think.
30 for 30s.
Yeah.
You don't need to care about that. They do such a good job of evoking the story and making and showing you that it's worth watching even if you don't care about
Regardless
the
of what you
sport.
think, Dale Earnhardt is near the top of the list in terms of like athletes. Like,
Yeah.
if you consider NASCAR drivers athletes,
Yeah.
which they are. Sports figures.
It's hard to compare,
It is.
but I do.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Well, they were in Vegas last weekend. 120 degrees or 140 degrees in these suits. Because then I was like, I think they have an air thing, but like, even still, for hours on end.
I'm sure that doesn't help very much.
No.
And then another movie I watched was called Official Secrets.
Wait, did you see that in theaters?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
Saw it with my dad.
Oh, yeah. Fitting.
It's fun. Official Secrets, starring Keira Knightley. It is about...
She's still around. Wow.
Oh, she's killing it.
Yeah.
She was in a movie earlier this year called Aftermath that I loved. She plays a woman from 2004. I'm forgetting her name at the moment.
Based on a true story?
Yes, Catherine Gunn is her name.
Doesn't sound familiar.
She
Kind of.
was working in England for some company that has to like eavesdrop on conversations. They're kind of like planting bugs, spying on people, hearing things, and like saving it in case they need it for the government.
Oh, so not espionage, but just...
Is that what espionage is?
Espionage is like going and... No, that's like
No,
stealing
she's
intel.
sitting in a room with headphones
Yeah,
on,
that's
like
diff-
just at a
that's
computer, but
different.
like a bunch of these people are
Yeah.
doing it. And they get this memo that they are supposed to focus more on certain members of the UN in order to hopefully blackmail them
That's not okay.
into voting to approve a war on Iraq.
What year? Oh,
2004. Or 2003, sorry. And she's like, no, not going to do this. Because the movie starts with her watching TV and seeing how, like, the news is saying, oh, Saddam Hussein has WMDs. And she's like, no, that hasn't been proven yet, blah, blah, blah. She's like, this war that they're wanting to do isn't okay yet.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm not going to help this cause.
Yeah.
So she leaks this memo in the hopes that like the media will find out and kind of like squash this whole movement. And she gets caught, and it's just kind of the story of her trying to fight her case. And it was, by the end, very good. A little bit slow, but by the end I liked it a lot. Obviously, it's a true story, so I'm sure you could find out what actually happened if you want to. But
It's finished, sorry.
no, that's it.
I was just gonna say it's like I feel old. I can't believe how long it's been. And it reminded me of a shower thought that I saw on Reddit today. And let me just pull that up real quick. Yeah, it's not. I think they pulled it. So the shower thought was starting next year, there will be people fighting in Afghanistan who were born after the war started.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
And just, that's when you said like 2003, I was a child.
That sounds sci-fi,
Yeah. Like it's...
doesn't it? Like
Yeah,
it sounds like Terminator. Like you're just born into this world where it's like, yeah, we're at war, and one day you'll be a part of it. It's like, what do you mean? Won't it end soon?
It was really upsetting. Yeah. So for her to be like, no, and then just everything that's happened, it's just a shame.
If you ever see it pop up on a streaming service, I would recommend watching it. It was...
I like
it was
that kind
good.
of stuff. I still need to watch Vice,
Oh, yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
that dabbles with all that stuff too.
Oh, yeah. Very, very concurrent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they mention Colin Powell, Rumsfeld, and stuff in this movie. I'm like, I remember seeing them in Vice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On a non-political opinion, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And you should see it.
I
And so is Vice.
because they're just movies.
Yeah.
Watch it.
They're
learn.
telling stories. Yeah.
Learn
it's,
and
it's an occasion to learn. I
interpret.
didn't know about this.
Yeah.
And it sheds light on different angles of things that you didn't know existed.
Which is an important thing to do as a participating member of society.
Of life.
Yep.
One other thing. Last week you talked about the Apple Plus.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV Plus.
I watched all the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
My conclusion is...
Yes.
We are insanely spoiled.
Oh yeah, this is
All of them are shows that I want to watch.
Dickinson's the only one I'm not interested in.
Sure.
But I'd probably give it a chance.
But I think I will.
Yeah. That's just a personal thing.
We're in a crazy era of TV where different services are able to bring you 3, 4, 5 plus different series that look incredible. It's amazing.
Money talks.
And
that's $6 billion from Apple.
I can't wait to...
They originally were doing $1 billion, and they upped it to $6 billion. And that was a great decision.
2 new shows have been revealed for Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay, I missed those. I did notice that there was one that wasn't on there last week. Did we not talk about it?
So there's one that...
No, I did talk about it.
Charlie Hunnam is now going to be the lead role in. He was in... Oh, no. Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I didn't
That
watch
guy.
that.
I didn't either, but I mean, you know who do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in some movie about Merlin a couple years ago.
Just keep going.
Charlie Hunnam gets lead role in Apple TV Plus series Shantaram.
I did not hear about that. Wow.
And then there's
weird.
another show that Justin Theroux will be starring in called The Mosquito Coast. So 2 other shows that are going to be coming out for Apple TV Plus. Probably not right at launch since they just announced who's going to be in it, but yeah, there's more coming even than they've announced.
It's gonna, because it's gonna be every month they're gonna have to drop some new stuff, or every 2 months they're gonna have to announce a new show.
Well, the good thing about having it be episodic is it can last you
a little while. But you can't have one show, regardless.
Oh no, but like those 2 or 3 are going to be available at launch, right?
Yeah, not the full. Oh, are they doing the same thing Disney's doing, where some will be full and some will be
I don't know.
by week?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We'll see.
Okay, so in other news, last week I was giving you my top 5 most anticipated movies
For the fall.
I didn't get to my amendment, probably because we went on some sidetrack and I never got back to it.
Kind of tangent. What was your amendment?
I think I can't make it my number 1, unfortunately, because it has already come out. So that is set in stone. It already came out. Too late to replace number 1. It too.
I saw it.
How is that not something we've talked about already?
I just remembered.
How did you forget that you saw it? You're like, yeah, I watched like 17 different channels about the continents and stuff, but I don't remember.
Completely forgot that I saw it. And I can tell you real quick the reason why is because the evening was it, and then it became a subset to the evening, and so it kind of.
Can you explain?
Because we ended up going out after, and we're out until like 2 a.m, and I forgot we even went to the movie.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, that became my memory of the night, not the movie.
Right.
Not like we went and saw a movie and that was that day. Because not only did
and at no other point during the week you remembered and thought like maybe I could.
I thought about it. No, I thought about it once and then I totally forgot. And
let's talk about it too then.
I'm so sorry. But because I also missed a 5K on Saturday because we were out so late. So it really threw off the last however many days,
including today.
No, it's like I'm just now recovered. Oh my goodness, I loved it.
It's very good.
And I heard from other people that they, and I'm just like, no, that was the exact movie I wanted for part 2.
Yeah. I've heard some criticisms that kind of make sense. Like, it's very just rinse and repeat. Like, here's another encounter with Pennywise, and here's another, and here's another, and it's just.
Isn't that it?
The first one was a lot more pulled back, and he was very more ominous. But it's just like, okay, here's the next scene. I know we're gonna see Pennywise again in some creepy, weird way, but like, but I still enjoyed it. Like, it was still fun.
I was very much aware of the format. Yeah, because I think that's kind of what you're getting at. Is in you knew what was coming, but I think it's okay for this movie.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine.
The first movie is like, one, they're kids, so it's all new. They're all learning this for the first time.
Yeah.
Going into this one, they already beat him once.
Right.
So now it's, can he get him? Even though they know what's coming, and I remember back to the original, it was going through each person having their own experience. And so, yeah, you get a little bit of that, like, but that's what it is.
Right.
There's no other way to do that. Maybe you break it up, but then it's like, wait, why are they separated right now? Because they all kind of went off to do their own thing. So I was okay with that. But I was very much aware it was happening. I was like, who are we going to next?
Right. Did you
They're not going to die.
Did you understand what I said last week about it's both hilarious and still quite terrifying?
Oh, yeah, no. The comedy did not... I've heard, like, in the Alana being like, best comedy of 2019, I'm like, I don't come out of that movie... Like, that was too funny. I think it could have been scarier, but I don't think it was too funny.
I don't either. I definitely kind of squinted my eyes a couple times just because I'm like, I don't like jump scares, and you can tell they're coming, but it's not scary. However, I'm glad I didn't forget this because I really wanted to mention it last week and I almost forgot.
Yes.
Head spider is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I will never forget it, and I hate it.
I loved it. I don't know why.
I hate it so much.
I loved it being so grossed out by it.
Oh my god.
Was that in the original?
Probably not. I don't know.
So.
I don't remember the original very much. But
when the arms started like popping out of the side of the eyes, I was like, I was happy.
Horrible.
So I was actually, this is gonna sound weird, I was happy they were doing that because I was like, yes.
Oh, dude, they don't pull back. They don't pull punches in this movie.
Gross stuff.
It's disgusting.
So he was your freakiest thing.
Head spider was the worst thing for me.
I'm trying to think what mine was, and I think it was the what the grandma turned into.
Oh.
I think that was the thing that like got to me, like weird humanoid, like swamp monster thing, and so big,
gigantic.
Like that really got me a couple times. I was, oh my god, like,
young Pennywise like scratching into his face too is kind of eerie, but Bill Skarsgård. Kills it.
So good. This is the definitive collection now.
I don't even really think Pennywise is that scary to me. I think he's kind of silly, but he does a very good job with what the character is supposed to be.
So now that I've seen the original, I've seen this one, like I have a much better feel for what he is, what it is, and whatnot. And
he's insecure.
He's not a horror monster.
Right.
It's an alien that's trying to survive.
Right.
And prey on people.
Feeding on fear.
And so that's one angle, but this isn't some like invincible like paranormal being, right? And Pennywise in itself, if he was too scary, people would only run.
Yeah, he has to draw you in.
You gotta, and that's a hard line to walk because he's got to be both, and that's why you get the scary bit at the end.
But just the scariest part about him is that he'll chomp your head off, and
every time it happened, it made me upset. So he did it to the girl under the... Because it happens, it goes... They make him normal for so long, and then you only get that second of the scary, and it's enough to stick with you, because you're like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
Like, because you don't get a look at it. Because if you got a minute to look at it, it goes away.
Yeah.
When he was in the glass house, the mirror house...
So, that was pretty bad.
I am still confused about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered because I'm like, wait, that wasn't real, was it?
Yeah.
How can he manipulate the physical world? He's never done that.
Because he trapped the kid, right?
Yeah, like he was in a physical prison. That he doesn't have that ability. So part of me thinks he was just messing with the other guy, and that he didn't actually kill the kid.
Well, he actually killed what's-his-face's younger brother in the first one. I mean, he will eat kids.
No, and he ate the girl under the stands.
Right.
But he didn't create a fake prison around. She was able to escape. He had to convince her to get close enough that he could do that. He just trapped a kid in a box and ate him.
True.
How did he do that?
True.
So
the kid was the figment of...
That's what I was thinking.
James McAvoy's, and then I realized imagination, maybe?
They never actually confirmed whether or not that was the case.
Or was he messing with both of them, and he convinced the kid that he was trapped and that he couldn't move or something?
And that would be the other side of it, but I don't know.
Because you're right, he doesn't actually change life.
It's all in your head.
Right.
Like when he becomes giant, he's not actually giant.
Right.
Because that was really upsetting. I was like, oh god. Oh, I didn't think he was going to kill him. I thought something else. I thought the kid would disappear.
Right.
and he would go for him.
Just turns into a literal bloodbath.
Yeah, that was horrific.
Kind of.
That was really, really bad.
Yeah, there's some gruesome stuff in this movie.
It was really good. They did a good job getting at that emotions and like what like triggered all of them, and I love how they handled Stanley at the end.
Now, how outstanding was the casting?
Perfect.
It's kind of mind-blowing.
Two things. So I was sad I didn't rewatch the first one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wanted to have that that like, how much am I identifying these characters?
But there's so much of the kids in this movie.
So two things, on top of that one thing that was part of the two things, is one, they handled all of, by bringing the kids into this movie, they solidified showing you how good the casting was by immediately contrasting the characters.
Yeah. Who's the kid that's very like he's like a hypochondriac? Eddie. Do you remember the part where it literally transforms from the kid's face to the adult's face?
I think so.
He's the best casted, I think.
He's so good.
The kid literally looks exactly like the adult. It's insane.
I really like Bill Hader's casting.
Me too.
I think he's
that one was perfect too. Him and Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, I loved that. I love both of them too. So it's like it's just that one is ridiculous. I feel like because the other guy's less recognizable, but they took two recognizable people and linked them up perfectly.
Yeah,
I feel like the chances of that, both in
is rare.
Comedic timing and ability and look and acting and all
personality.
Of that. Personality down to that. I saw a picture of them like together and I'm just like, I love this. Well, I wish you were his son.
Like I literally feel like Finn Wolfhard will grow into Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah, exactly. But then two, because I was bummed about not watching it, and then I was like, wait, no, this is better. I shouldn't go rewatch it, because I always wanted it to feel like time has passed,
like it does in the movie.
And I realized that right before we went to go to the movie theater. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And so it was a win-win by getting that and then reintroducing the kids and showing
and
them
to help you out with it. Yeah.
So to me, it was flawlessly executed. Brandon gave the first one like a 9 something, and this one is 6.9. I wouldn't give it that low.
He gave it a 6.9.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't a huge fan of it.
He gives things 10th ratings.
So in my opinion, when people do that, it's like it's a 7, just a notch under.
Okay.
To evoke that, like just a hair under, because I get a feeling for that.
I gave it a 8.
That's where I would put it.
I think I do like the first one more.
Yeah, I would go 9.8.
Yeah.
That's an average of total of 17, or an average of
8.5,
which is 2 cubed plus 0.5.
Yep. God.
Love to stump people.
Oh my god.
I can't believe I forgot that.
I can't either.
I was so proud.
Also, do you know what's happened? Do you know what has happened? I was about to tell you my amendment, and we just went on that, and I almost forgot about it again.
It Chapter 2 is number 1.
It was my number 1 most anticipated. It's already come out.
That was a proper...
No, that was good. I'm glad we talked about that. I'm glad you saw it. I didn't think you had, because you were like, I didn't see anything. I'm like...
That's why we didn't do the amendment last week.
Why?
So that you could
we could do this?
And remind me.
Yeah, all planned out. If I could make it my number 1, I probably would, but it's probably going to have to slide into number 2, Jojo Rabbit.
I feel like I've heard of that.
You might have.
This isn't in theaters.
Not yet.
How'd you watch it?
It's most anticipated.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
Directed by Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Starring...
So you gotta just keep going.
Starring Taika Waititi.
Yes. Oh! I know what it is already.
Johansson.
It's Hitler. It's a Hitler one?
Yes. This movie looks fantastic. Have you seen the trailer? Oh, you probably... Did you?
No.
I saw the trailer before it, so...
Can I add 2 things? Because
Sure.
apparently I always have stuff to add.
Uh-huh.
No, real quick. We got to it. Like, it was close. We had reserved seats, but we were kind of running late. We needed to go get dinner before. We managed to walk to In-N-Out, get In-N-Out. While I was so stressed, and I was like, I don't want to be late. And I remember hearing about a trailer that was only before it, which I believe is the Harley Quinn trailer.
Yeah.
Walked into the theater.
As I was starting.
WB came on the screen. I was like, the movie's starting right now. the balloons go up,
Yep.
and then I was like, oh, this is even better.
Yeah.
We walked in on the trailer and the movie.
Yeah.
Didn't miss anything.
Perfect.
So that was awesome. And then just real quick, the Taika Waititi thing, I watched he did a TED Talk, which I think you should watch because you like him, right?
Mm-hmm.
From 2010.
Wow.
So that's 4 years before What We Do in the Shadows.
Right.
And he kind of just talked about his parents, his life, where he gets his creativity, how he defines success. And he does not believe it's money. And he actually had a little thing that he said that I love that I just want to share with everybody. And I think everybody should hear this. The fact that anything is even here, that anything exists, that we're alive is success in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that.
Yeah.
He said that. And then he
Like,
talked
why do we have to
about-
rank ourselves amongst each other?
Exactly. We're all here. We should be happy that
Yeah.
we're just here.
Yeah.
And he
He gets to do what he loves. Go do what you love.
and it was very inspiring about like the creativity aspect of it. Just do what you love because nothing else effing matters.
Yeah.
But he talked about like how he kind of had issues. Not issues, but he's like he loved drawing swastikas. He's like I couldn't control myself. And so he would turn them into windows because he just had to draw them and then
Yeah.
he'd turn them into windows. And then
So,
how
like, super bad.
he became obsessed with like Hitler. Like he doesn't like Hitler. He just wanted to like, could you put that mustache on anything?
Sure.
And he puts it on a burger.
Yeah.
And it looks like Hitler. Like, he's like he became fascinated because of Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Like, wait, why does he that mustache? And then he showed pictures. So he put it on a burger. He put it on flowers, and it was really funny. This was in 2010.
Wow.
I knew that movie was coming out, and so it just kind of
So that's amazing to know.
Yeah.
This is like his passion project because he plays Hitler.
Because I really want to see. I really want to see this.
Do you know the premise of this movie?
I know he's playing Hitler, and it's his
He plays
family
Hitler, and he has a
stuff.
son
Yeah.
who finds a Jewish girl hidden in like their attic, and
Oh my
that his mom had hidden there, and he's obviously been raised by his dad to think Jews are awful. He in the trailer, he's like talking with his friend. He's like, "What do you think it's like when you see a Jew? Like how do you know it's like they're disgusting right off the bat?" He's like, "I don't know." And he meets this girl. He's like, "You're not so bad."
This is the son?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets to know the girl, and it looks like they're becoming friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this movie's gonna go, but I really want it to be like obviously the son influencing his dad
Yeah.
to like realize and
that
be
would
like
be
an alternate history kind of
amazing.
thing. That's
That
what I'm
would be
hoping,
amazing.
and I'm sure that's
So,
probably what it'll be.
His
But
mother is Jewish, like Russian Jew.
okay,
So that adds an
All makes
interesting
sense.
layer to everything.
yeah.
He's my favorite.
But it's a comedy
Yeah.
through and through. Like it looks
Taika Waititi.
hilarious,
When
but
does it come out?
also serious.
Theaters?
Next month, yeah.
He pulled that off, getting that in theaters,
Yeah, why not?
because people are weird.
So
People react negatively to things that just knee jerk.
what I was gonna bring up
Yeah.
this past week was the Toronto International Film Festival.
Ooh.
This movie won People's Choice Award, so it's already getting Oscar buzz for Best Picture.
Okay, we gotta go see it. Maya. We have to see it with Maya.
I just want to make sure people know that last week I was gonna say that this was my number one most anticipated,
I'm really
and
happy.
and after that it
Yeah.
became the People's Choice Award at Toronto. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm not.
yes.
I'm not following.
Give you credit. Give you credit.
I didn't get to say it last week, but I
I get
promised I was excited for this movie just slightly before.
No, that's totally fair. I had seen it pop up, and I was just like, ooh. I'm gonna look into this later. It's him, so I trust him immediately.
Yeah.
Now, just to double check,
Uh-huh.
you learned about him when I learned about him, right?
Yes.
When Maya introduced him to us.
Yes.
Through What We Do in the Shadows.
We didn't watch it with her though, did we?
Yeah, we
Did
did.
we? I don't think we did.
I showed it to you,
Yeah.
but per her recommendation.
Right.
I feel like we should go see this with her,
Oh yeah.
just because like I give all credit to her to showing me him,
Right.
and now he is the biggest thing in movies.
He's
arguably.
He's like one of Disney's favorite people.
I mean, he's doing Thor. He wants a Star Wars movie, I think. Did I hear?
He has something to do with The Mandalorian. He's directing an episode or two.
He's already involved.
Yeah.
He'll get a movie. Give him an effing Star Wars movie.
That would be amazing.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
This will be the
Well, because
next one.
like we said recently, after episode 9,
Yeah.
start messing with stuff if you want to. That's fine. Make a funny Star Wars movie,
I wanted some.
but not one of the episodes.
Like Star Wars has the
Yeah,
humor
but-
history
sure.
that they can spin and expand that.
I don't know if I'd want him to direct like a Skywalker saga movie though.
No,
You know
but
what I mean?
there's precedent
Yeah.
in Star Wars
Yes.
history of doing spinning off a comedy,
Yeah.
which like really leaning into the comedy, which they don't do. It's the balance now.
Right.
of the Force. Oh my God! What if he did a Darth Vader version of this Hitler movie?
Darth Vader and his son.
Something.
Oh my
weird
God!
Like
he just
that.
literally remakes the movie, but in the Star Wars universe.
Oh my God, that would be so.
That would be hilarious.
So something crazy like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have other news.
Yeah, keep going.
I haven't actually started on my news yet.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Headline is Todd Phillips says that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Robert Pattinson's Batman won't cross over. I hadn't actually even considered this.
Wait. Joaquin Phoenix's... Oh, and Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't... I assumed that wasn't happening.
So Batman will just be its like own standalone thing, directed by Matt Reeves, and it'll focus more on like Batman being a detective, which sounds cool.
So they're both prequels.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Which I guess would have led people to think like maybe they'll intersect at some point. But
One more thing. Joaquin Phoenix, running Phoenix. Okay.
nailed it. Face Off remake in the works at Paramount.
Does that have to do with ripping faces off?
Do you know what Face Off is?
Ripping people's faces off?
No. Well, I guess maybe if you want to think of it that way, but no.
And who can do it faster?
Do you know?
They
Okay,
face off ripping off faces?
you don't know what Face Off
I have
is.
no idea. I thought you knew that immediately. When I said it was ripping faces off.
Well, when I tell you what it is, you are semi-correct.
Oh, God.
John Travolta and Nick Cage, I don't know what the premise is, but for some reason their faces get swapped and they become like the other person. So the whole movie, like John Travolta is acting like Nick Cage and vice versa. I don't know why. I don't know what the premise is.
I love it.
But I've known of this movie for a very long time, and it's getting a remake. Okay, so what I was going to say is I like that they're doing this with movies.
Remake?
Remakes slash
It already exists?
Face Off, yes. I was telling you.
Oh, I thought they were going to make this movie.
Face Off remake in the works. Do you know what the original Face Off is?
I didn't know. I didn't pick up on that. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought we were just talking about what this new movie's going to be.
No.
So the original had John Travolta and Nick Cage?
Yes.
I need to watch this movie.
From the 90s, I want to say.
No, because I got excited. I
maybe
was like,
late
I want to
80s.
go see this. And then
Right.
I'm realizing, wait, it already exists?
Yes.
I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
The new one, who's in it?
I don't know.
Ooh.
What I'm excited about
Yes.
is that we're getting so many remakes and reboots now
Yeah.
that it's giving me a reason to watch these movies that I've known about for so long,
There you
like
go.
the sequel to
Shining.
The Shining,
Yep.
the sequel called Doctor Sleep with
Mm-hmm.
Ewan McGregor. Like,
Obi-Wan.
it's happening so much that I'm actually finally
Yeah.
getting through these old movies that I probably might not have gotten to, but now I have to because I want to see these new movies. So it's exciting.
Backlog.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could get a mini-series, according to Brad Pitt. So what Tarantino did is he took his most recent movie, The Hateful Eight, and he chopped it up into 4 like 50-ish minute episodes and put it on Netflix. And it sounds like he's doing the same thing with Once Upon a Time.
Well, so just like you said, you're going to go back and watch these old movies. That's perfect. I can go back and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, but at that point we won't be friends anymore. So
I'm so sorry.
enjoy that.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you know about this. Adam McKay is coming out with a series about the Lakers.
Yes, and I'm very upset about one of the casting changes because Michael Shannon was going to be playing Jerry Buss, and I was very excited, and now it's John C. Reilly, and I don't want to watch the entire series anymore
Okay.
because I'm not really a big John C. Reilly fan.
I like him.
Only like him in Step Brothers, but I see him as that now,
Yeah.
as that in Talladega Nights character.
Michael Shannon's a lot more ominous of a person. A lot more.
Presence.
Yeah.
They couldn't come to terms on direction. That's why he left the project. Which I
Whatever.
respect. That's fine.
Sure. Jason Clarke is playing Jerry West, who is one of my favorite actors.
And I'm not super familiar with him, but I looked him up, and he's the look.
He was
He's
also
so
in
perfect.
Aftermath that I mentioned earlier with Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
He is one of my
nice.
favorite actors. I don't know what it is about him.
Yeah.
Like, he pulls off drama
Really well.
amazingly. And then
This is a mini-series, right?
Yes.
Oh, so it's Isaiah something is
Quincy
playing,
Isaiah and Solomon Hughes are
Sol-
playing Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
respectively.
who I don't know who they are, but
So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was I'm just kidding.
who's Magic Johnson?
I don't know. Is that different than Michael Jackson?
Oh my god. Okay, so you know about that one.
Yeah.
A lot of these things
Lakers.
I know. A lot of these things I'm sure you've heard of,
Yeah.
but just
I only know about the Laker thing because Brandon told me about it.
right. Haley Atwell confirms that she's the female lead in the next 2 Mission Impossible movies.
Not what I thought you were gonna say.
Okay.
The next 2.
So what I was gonna say.
Female lead.
What I was gonna say is, as if this news wasn't exciting enough, we're getting 2 more Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what I took out of the headline.
Tom Cruise will still be in it. I'm assuming most people.
He has to be
returning. Yeah.
I think Rebecca Ferguson is in them. Simon Pegg has to be in all of them.
Simon Pegg. And then what's his name? I love him so much.
I don't know. My dad likes him too. What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames.
Never knew that.
There's going to be a Us maze at Universal Studios this year for Halloween. Does that interest you in the slightest?
Does Us interest us? Me?
Does an Us maze?
Well, because I'm just having nostalgia back to before that movie came out, and I'm like, are you gonna see Us?
Yeah.
Are you seeing Us? I would say that. It was just all the time I was just walking around saying, are you seeing Us?
What?
What are you seeing? Us?
Well, it's like It. It is kind of difficult to say
You
also.
seen it?
Right. It's like, huh?
I didn't do that.
I saw it.
Saw it.
Saw what?
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm not necessarily asking, like, are we going to go? I'm just saying, would an Us maze intrigue you more than, like, the generic ones at like a
Like
Not
the
Scary
concept.
Farm? Yeah.
No?
I'm curious what it would be.
I'm curious at what the angle is going to be, but a Get Out one would be more interesting because it's like Get Out and
Yeah.
you're trying to escape.
Oh.
But because all I'm thinking with Us is it's all about people looking like you.
And that's what I was just thinking, but I guess they don't have to have any that look like you. They can just have people in red suits, and that's all that matters. They don't have to. But it would be
Pretty
really
sure-
cool if they could have something that, like, you
I-
see yourself.
In the movie, did the doppelgangers not only kill their own doppelgangers? Did they kill other people?
I don't know if they killed other people or if they just if they tried to capture people so that the doppelganger could kill them.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to know how it's going to work now. Right?
I'm really confused
I
at
don't
the
want to
moment.
watch that movie again.
I think the doppelgangers all got killed by their doppelganger. I think all the people got killed by their
I
doppelganger.
think that's what it was.
I'm not going to watch it.
The movie
yeah.
doesn't hold up as well.
It didn't hold up at the time. I didn't like it.
I enjoyed it.
It has a lot of problems.
Yeah, the more I think it was one of those like giving it a chance to smooth that over.
Yeah. Movie Pass is officially done. September 14th, Movie Pass is no more, saying that their efforts to recapitalize have not been successful. The company is unable to predict if or when Movie Pass will continue.
I'm so happy.
Good riddance.
I'm so happy.
You
I never gave them my information.
horrible people.
Yeah.
You never signed up? I thought you did.
Nope.
I thought you did, and you were waiting for your card. Really?
I was like really close a couple times, and
Yeah.
I decided not to, because like one thing about it just like put me off.
Yeah.
I have one thing to thank MoviePass for: creating Stubbs A-list.
Yeah. Or
So-
just the... And that's what happens in life. There's one thing that doesn't work, but it spawns
Yep.
a new era of stuff.
Yep. Like the Huber Rebels podcast, we will crash and burn, and somebody else will copy us and make a lot of money. No, that's not gonna
That's so
happen.
sad.
I'll kill you if that happens.
We'll kill our doppelgangers.
Yep.
Nice.
Us will kill them. I don't know.
Have you seen the Birds of Prey poster?
What's Birds of Prey?
The Harley Quinn movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I kind of saved it for you.
Okay. Maybe there was one, but there's a new one.
Ooh. I like
It's really weird.
Yeah, that is really weird.
Which makes sense, but I don't know who
They're-
any of these people are.
So they're trying to do Ragnarok, and
Kind of.
everything DC does is a year or two late after Marvel and not as good.
Yeah.
That's why I quit on it.
I mean, like I said, I'm still going to see these movies, but...
Yeah. I'm not saying that, like, the bar we're comparing it to
Yeah.
is very, 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 very high.
Yeah.
What I struggle with is it feels like they're just copying, so I don't really like... if I felt like they were genuinely trying to do something and it wasn't as good, I'd feel better. But it feels like they're trying to copy and not doing as good, and that is what is so off-putting to me.
Yeah.
I don't want, it even isn't enjoyable to talk about. I think this has a shot.
I don't.
Damn it.
I think it's going to suck.
I don't know.
But anyways, I do have some quick TV news as well.
Oh, lay it on me.
Netflix landed Seinfeld.
Is landed the right word to use?
Apparently.
That's how I see it being reported. I'm heads up, very cynical right now.
About?
It was Seinfeld. I do not like it.
That's fine. You know who does? A lot of people.
I know,
but
that's fine.
But it's good that they have it because they're losing everything. Yeah.
I think I've expressed my not super excitement about Netflix
on every episode.
This to me is just confirming that it's just getting worse, because it's not. It's objectively not.
It's
but
not.
For me personally,
yeah,
it's just I'm already not really enjoying you, and then you get your one home run is something that makes me not even want to have you anymore.
That's just a very personal opinion.
No, 100%. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
I do not like Jerry Seinfeld.
Really?
Do not like Seinfeld. I watched the 90s. I watched the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And that was... I never knew why I didn't like Seinfeld. I always felt like I was crazy. I was like, why don't I get it? Why people love this show. Why haven't I gotten it? And then I watched the 90s, and I realized why I don't like that show. It's all about... They're not nice people.
Right.
I don't enjoy that. I struggle with that. I don't like you. I don't even laugh at you.
Right.
I just want you to be good. And I can take a step back and understand that it's a TV show. Now, I can also objectively say there's some funny moments in there that I can laugh at.
And I'm not even disagreeing. Yeah. I haven't really watched very much of Seinfeld, so I'm not sure if I love it either.
They're not people I want to spend time with.
But it's clearly very popular.
Oh, 100%. Because people are very cynical.
Money-wise, yeah.
But for me, I love Friends because it's feel good.
Yeah.
And funny.
Yeah, they're never trying to screw people over.
No.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that. It makes me sad, and I feel like it almost encourages it to a certain degree. That it's acceptable to not be a good person.
Right.
And I feel like that gives people a pass. You know what? When I was a horrible person, and that is a good thing. We are. I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. Whatever part you want to put in or not, but I get those vibes. Now, Jerry Seinfeld stand-up, that's a different thing.
I do like him.
I find him mind-numbingly boring. And that's his thing.
Again, a different era of comedian, too.
It's for the people. He stands out.
Yeah.
Among George Carlin.
Yeah.
That's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I love George Carlin.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits that he does is about stuff. Have you seen that one?
I don't think so.
Stuff. We all have our stuff, and we put it in more stuff, and you take that stuff, and I got to take my stuff, and I got to put my stuff over there, and then we got to put our stuff together. All he does is say stuff the whole time. Yeah. It's amazing because you're like, oh my God, that's so true. That's all we do is we have stuff.
Right.
There's stuff over there, and then there's stuff over there, and then, hey, I got to get a bag to put some stuff in to take my other stuff to the store. It was great. Genius.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Seinfeld's like, I went to the place, and it was funny. So when I saw that Netflix dropped $500 million, over $500 million to get Seinfeld, I was just like, okay.
That's a ridiculous amount of money, though. Just to be able to play your thing that already exists.
Aside from that, I heard it's going to be worse than on Hulu, because on Hulu has cool features where it's best episodes and collections and stuff, and this is just going to be here it is.
I don't know if we know that for sure, though.
And they specifically said maybe Netflix is planning to launch something new,
because Netflix has been experimenting with different stuff and having.
But that's a Hulu feature. I think other shows have that. I haven't used Hulu enough to. I don't.
Parks and Rec had bloopers and extended versions of the episodes and stuff.
Now, Friends on Netflix. Did you? Because if you've watched it on
Yeah.
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So I have the box set.
Yeah.
That is what is burned in my brain. So when I started watching it on Netflix, just because it's easier, there would be certain scenes where I'd be like, wait, huh? It would just cut.
Oh.
And I'd be like, wait, they were supposed to do something.
That's really
So Netflix
dumb.
has the syndicated version.
Right.
What actually aired on TV. So
Right.
it's shaved down a little. The box set I have has the full episodes.
Yeah.
And there's a number of scenes. There's some scenes that are like, oh yeah, that didn't need to be in there. But there's some where I'm like, that totally changes the entire context of the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping when Friends goes on to HBO Max,
Yep.
that they will be like, we've got the extended versions and all that. So I'm hoping that comes out of it.
Also going to HBO Max, The Big Bang Theory.
For, can I say?
Yes.
A bill. A bill.
Now, we're talking
That's
about
not one bill.
shows that I don't get or laugh at. How about The Big Bang Theory? I'm not going to dive into what kind of person likes The Big Bang Theory. I'm just saying, I don't understand why the show is worth $1 billion.
I've heard that a lot. So I watched Big Bang Theory is one of the few in recent years shows that I actually watched.
Mm-hmm.
But never keeping up, never continuous story arc.
Right.
And never like, I have to watch that. There was like a couple years when I moved back to the States and I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And was very over it very fast. It's
of what I know of it, it's
Yeah.
just the most rinse and repeat. Like you said, no continuous story arc, not much redeeming about it. Not that they're bad people like you were saying about Seinfeld, but it's just very one-dimensional.
yeah,
And-
Seinfeld's just how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like, and that's everybody feels, they get a different feel from a show, right? Big Bang Theory, I've heard a lot of people say it's not good.
I've
It's
never
just
laughed
not
at it.
fun. I have. So I can see both sides to where it's like that really forced laugh track
Yeah.
over and over and over again. But there have been some episodes with Sheldon and whatnot that I am dying. He is a great character.
He's the only character I like.
They milked it though. He won an Emmy. To me,
Yeah.
that was the height of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
And then it was just pump the same thing out over and over again, and I stopped watching. But they went for how many seasons? Did they hit the record? They were going for the record for longest syndicated show.
Is it like 14 or something? I don't even know.
God, I think I'm a little bit more bitter after watching the 90s 2000s.
Yeah.
Because I grew up watching TV but not understanding any of it and context and all of that, and that gave me context for the history of TV and realizing that our entire current television structure started in the 90s and hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Despite shows like Lost on regular television. That is my bar.
Yeah.
It's hard to settle for stuff lower than that. So that's why like events like Game of Thrones and even Walking Dead, when it was like, that's what
Breaking
I live
Bad.
for, and Breaking Bad, and to me, everybody's realized that, and that's the future we're in right now.
That's what all these shows coming out are.
The
Not that
streaming.
they're all going to be better
Apple
than Lost,
TV, you
but
said though, the morning show. There's some
there's a
innate
precedent. They're
feel
like, yeah.
that this is better than all the crap they've been churning out. I think we're in a shift right
And
now.
the interesting thing is they don't all look like shows that are going to last a long time either.
Don't-
Like,
yeah.
maybe C. I
Don't-
could see C going a while, but like the
Yeah.
morning show, it seems like it has an arc, and
Yeah.
it might end after like 1 or 2 seasons.
1 or 2 seasons, and that's fine.
Tell a story,
Yep.
and then move on.
And that is the key. Big Bang Theory wasn't tell a story. 2 shows. One, Friends, since we talked about it, Friends had an arc. And if you watch it,
Yes.
there are core arcs
There's
in
a
there
through line, yeah.
that holds it up
Right.
and makes you care. And one more show, The Office.
In Parks and Rec.
And Parks, yeah, her journey is really what it is.
Absolutely.
I would say that one's a little looser, but The Office is.
But
the Office is too
there's
in that
common
sense.
themes. There's
Yeah,
things that
yeah,
move
yeah.
on from episode to episode. Like,
You're right. I would all put those together.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So Parks and Rec is going to Peacock, NBC's new streaming service,
Yes, along
with
with
The Office.
The Office, right?
Yes, which may be getting a reboot.
The Office?
Yes.
No, don't. I won't watch it. I won't watch it.
It's a possibility.
It's,
apparently,
Don't do it. I will send them a letter. Don't do it. Don't do it.
it's tough.
Don't do it.
I don't think I want it
Don't do it.
because even if it is good, like everyone will be older. It's just kind of different and weird and sad.
Oh, you said
like,
reboot?
Yeah.
Oh, is it the same characters?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Sign me up.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking like, oh, we're rebooting this again. Like when they reboot the Spider-Man universe. We're starting over with another Spider-Man. Let's reboot the universe. That's what I thought you meant. Like, let's do The Office over again with new characters. And I was like, no. If you want to revisit like Fuller House,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
It'll be different. It may not be as good, but
it won't be the same show.
Right.
But what's their hook? Everyone's separated.
I know.
I'd love for an event to bring them back together.
I mean, yeah, they're obviously not all going to work together again.
Yeah, what's going to happen? I'm really curious about that.
Something short. It just needs to be something...
A little miniseries.
Yeah.
To bring them back together.
That's all we need anymore. Just bite-sized.
Maybe they can do that with Friends. Because everybody has said, don't touch it. Don't, and I agree with that. I don't want a movie. I don't want anything that. And it was always, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But maybe they could find something in this new. I'm so excited about the future of television.
Yeah.
I've been such a
It's
TV
insane.
cynic. Game of Thrones is all I care about, and like, what else is out there?
Right now?
And Game of Thrones ended depressingly, regardless, whatever. But
there's not a whole lot out there right now that I'm like itching for, but like starting 2 months from now,
yeah,
here we go.
It's gonna be, and that so it's that energy of like everybody together.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian, man. Think how many, like, just knowing other people are watching it and
right.
experiencing it together, like, is so exciting. All this stuff.
In other Office news, Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey are starting a podcast where they review every episode and talk about it.
I'm so excited.
That sounds amazing.
I'm so excited. I saw people saying they want Angela to be in character, and I don't.
No. Definitely not.
I don't want her to be like that.
No.
Like, that was her character.
Because that would just be annoying.
Yeah, and I want
Tell me stories about the episode.
I want to separate them.
Yeah.
That's her character. That's not her.
Right.
I want to get to know her. I wanted to say one more thing about Peacock.
Yeah.
Because I saw 2 articles today, and I opened them independently, and I assumed they'd be the same. I think I'd only seen the name pop up, but this other article, and I'm going to say Gizmodo. I might not go on their site anymore, honestly. This article was so bad, and it was like, oh, they should have just called it Penis. Her argument was, what a stupid name. They could have just named it anything at that point. And I'm thinking, their logo is an effing peacock. Like, how stupid are... I'm sorry, how stupid...
Do you feel the same way about the animal? Like, oh, we should have just called it Penis. Like,
I legit think the person that wrote this article did not realize.
No.
That like... And somebody, thankfully, they're like... in the comments, were like, you do realize the peacock is the logo they've used for like 50 years since... And I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I learned this today, since the introduction of color TV.
Yeah. That
was how they were showing that they have all these color... I'm like...
It is more disconnected now, though.
So, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this a lot today. I've been thinking about...
No, but I'm just saying, like, the logo, if you look at it, it doesn't necessarily scream peacock. It used to literally be a peacock.
Yes. It's more of a...
It's more...
evoking it.
Abstract.
Iconography of
right.
it. I think they're gonna bring it back, though.
Yeah.
My guess is they'll start animating it. Maybe it'll be... Take the NBC logo and bring it to life.
Yeah, the Peacock streaming service logo should be different than the NBC logo. It should be...
So you know how Netflix has their N and it zooms in, it's all the colors?
Yes.
I love that.
Very cool.
I love that they did that. I could imagine it being the NBC logo and then it coming to life and being a peacock.
That'd be sweet.
Because then you're starting with the NBC logo.
Yep.
Right? But it's not NBC.
Right.
But I've been thinking about this for a while. Disney Plus, perfect. Apple TV Plus, whatever. They copied Disney Plus. Netflix is its own thing.
HBO Max.
Hulu is its own thing. What was Warner? I knew Warner Media was going to come out with one. And I'm like, what are they going to call it? Warner Streaming?
Bugs.
But when they announced HBO Max, I'm like, effing genius. You own HBO. HBO's already a premium thing. Add Max on there and you get to throw all that other content in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's a perfect name. And then they were like, NBC Universal Streaming. I'm like, what the hell are they going to call it? Peacock. I'm like, that is going to become, if they manage it right, a term that feels weird now, but...
The unique name helps a lot. Because like CBS All Access
That was
and
the
the
other
NBC one, those like 3, and I think there was one other. Like it just doesn't. It sounds like you're just trying to jump on the train, but you give it a different name,
It's like
and
Netflix.
it's like, okay,
Peacock.
Right.
It's that 2-syllable like Peacock.
right,
That's gonna catch on.
yeah,
For sure. That was a great job by their marketing
yeah,
department.
I love it.
And that's why that article pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like,
You're an idiot.
I should actually go see if she edited it, because it should not be up. They should pull that article down.
Yeah. That's what the whole article was about. Just it should be called Penis, or they might as well have called it Penis.
Just making fun of it and saying
Yeah.
how horrible it was.
Okay.
I might. Yeah,
I'm sure she's regretting it now.
Dude, these people double down and defend themselves in the comments. It's really bad.
Sure, on the outside, but on the inside, I'm sure she realizes how stupid she was. No?
Yeah,
Depends on how stupid she actually is.
it's pretty. Yeah, no. You're right. I should give her credit if she genuinely didn't realize and then finds out later.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I don't have a lot of faith in that.
I have one more thing that's a question to ask you. So I've seen this picture floating around a little bit, and it is a screen grab. No, it's not a screen grab. I think it's an artist rendering of my personal favorite frame of episode 8.
Oh, yes.
When Rey is on Kylo Ren's back and she's like kicking the guards and he's like slashing at him. So cool. I love it so much. That's my favorite scene in like almost the entire Star Wars saga, I think. That fight scene.
All of Star Wars?
Second maybe to the Anakin Obi-Wan fight.
Okay. I was going to say, because I wasn't sure if you were saying sequel trilogy or Skywalker saga.
It's definitely up there for all of Star Wars.
Because I agree, that's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
It stands apart in Last Jedi.
Yeah. I love that scene so much. Literally this frame. Before I saw this, I've always loved this picture. That I wanted like a simplistic. I wanted a simplistic drawing of like this, of like Rey on Kylo Ren's back, like doing the kick thing. I wanted a tattoo of this because I loved it so much.
So you got one.
Then I saw this floating around that I had forgotten about. This other picture from episode 7 of this cool tangle of lightsabers. Do you think we're going to get another thing like this in episode 9?
Yeah.
Do you think this is like a trifecta of like just awesome... This might be a dumb question because I guess they do this all the time. But like the two of them seem to have this really interesting fighting dynamic where they're just so... Not that they were fighting in episode 8. Obviously they're working together then. But they're just so in sync.
Yeah.
That I want to see one more. I want to complete the trilogy of those in episode 9. Like, I really want to see that. I guess there's no way you could know, but I'm just like...
So my theory is Rey wins, Kylo wins? I'm all in. Symmetry.
I'm all in.
All that kind of... Not kill Rey, but...
No. You can win a fight without killing the person.
Yeah, something
in episode 7, obviously, like...
Yeah. I'm so excited.
I love how many days. Too many. Less than 100. I think it was 100 like last week or something.
I have countdown timers. 94 days. 56 to Disney Plus.
Nice.
11 to Minecon.
Cool.
Next Saturday.
Ooh. That'll be our topic in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Minecon is a convention about Minecraft, which is a game.
Which we're going to talk about next.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you would consider supporting us on Patreon.
For just $1, you can get access to our bonus video podcast featuring extra footage, bloopers, box openings, and more.
Also, for being one of our first 24 patrons, you'll forever be inducted as a founding rebel.
This means that no matter where our channel goes, you will always be remembered for helping to start the rebellion.
For more information, please check out our Patreon link in the description.
Now back to the show. Welcome back. We're going to get into some game talk now. Got anything interesting you've been up to in this last week?
Yes.
Ooh. Have you been playing something?
Yes.
Or news?
I played
something. What's going on? What have you been playing?
2 weeks ago, you and I both challenged each other to something.
Yes.
You said you would watch Love, Death, and Robots, and I said I would play something. I forgot what I said it was that I would play until I finished editing the podcast, which unfortunately happened after last week's episode.
Okay.
It's all weird.
Yeah.
The point is, last week I didn't get to report along with you on your challenge. You challenged me to play Tetris 99.
I did?
Which I had never played.
Oh, had you ever played Tetris? You played Tetris.
Yeah.
But I remember now. The concept of that is...
Tetris 99 was an enigma to me.
Yeah.
So I started up today, and little self plug. I streamed it, or it's saved if you want to watch it. It's on the Montyjoe YouTube channel.
How did it go?
Do you want to watch any of it?
Yes, I literally wanted to pull it up. Okay. Preface it. What is your Tetris experience, skill level, knowledge?
I'm not very good at Tetris.
You're probably about where I was before I met Maya.
Yeah.
And she's the first person I ever met that, like, I was like, oh, that's how you play Tetris. And she's now since taught me, and I've learned a little bit more. I
think
I'm expecting you had a very frustrating experience.
I'm realizing I'm not good at Tetris.
Oh yeah.
Also, didn't know how this worked. I don't understand how Tetris 99 works. They don't tell you how it works. But I wasn't about to read first. I just wanted to kind of jump in and see if it made sense.
I feel like most
the
people
first few games did not make any sense.
Now wait. In what are you talking over this?
Huh?
Oh.
Well,
even better.
In terms of what the battle royale aspect is.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what was going on.
Did you even know it was battle royale?
Yeah. Because when I heard Tetris 99 was a thing, I'm like, oh, that's weird.
What am I doing? Oh no.
Quick side note.
You're pushing buttons.
I accidentally turned off the game audio for the entire thing. So there's no game audio. It's just me talking over.
Oh my god.
But this is 100% genuine, my reactions.
Okay. Something was off. I wasn't sure.
I'm so scared. What am I doing?
Why am I being attacked?
Oh no. I don't. Huh?
Oh my god.
Well, this is a problem. I have zero clue what I'm doing. What is that? What?
Oh my god. Do something.
I don't realize
that you're even...
that the sticks and the buttons are completely separate.
God, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which is why your screen is going all over the place. Okay. Yeah, Tetris is all about the D-pad, I believe. Because it came out on Game Boy.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you how little I have an understanding of what's happening.
This is amazing.
I'm still alive, though.
Who am I playing against? Exactly. How do I move the thing? Oh, right. Okay, how does it go down fast? No, dang it.
You stashed it.
Okay, alright, so I'm just playing Tetris, right? Is that right? Am I just playing Tetris? Why are people attacking me? Like, how do you attack? Oh my gosh. No. That's fine.
Okay, so it didn't go well. By the end, I was playing a little bit better Tetris. I got a couple of Tetrises, which is like the 4.
Yeah. You're good then.
So I challenged myself to get top 50. And
I want to check what my top one was.
I didn't. I got 55th one time, but by the time I was just kind of annoyed with it. But
So,
I'm going to go back after I look up a little bit.
Just like you play Fortnite and you die and then
Yeah.
you win. For me, it's a little more difficult for me to grasp that concept on games like this, but it's the same thing. If you practice enough.
Yeah.
Now, with Tetris, I would say you need to know the strategies.
For sure.
And that's what I learned from Maya.
Right.
Where she's like, do this and then do that. And literally, I would say it was like 2 or 3 things she taught me that took me from a competent, I know what I'm doing, to I'm actually, rather than playing from behind, I'm playing from ahead.
Yeah.
it eventually catches up once you get to top 20, etc. And
Yeah.
then the people are way ahead of you.
Right.
But if I was to keep practicing and practicing and practicing, I'm sure I could.
So you haven't won.
No.
Okay.
No,
I thought you had said that you had won. I'm like, wow.
No.
It's crazy hard.
And now, because you watched the last Nintendo Direct, right?
Right.
And I didn't talk about this because...
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
This is
The
what
new
this spawned from.
That's right, the new mode. So if you win, then you go into this super mode. I
Yeah.
haven't even watched that stuff. I can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I finally played it.
We'll have to play some Tetris because remember when Puyo Puyo Tetris came out? It was like one of the first Switch games. They came out. It was like a puzzle game. It's half Puyo Puyo, half Tetris.
Okay.
And I downloaded the demo, and Maya and I played. And it was not fun for me.
Really?
I died almost instantly. She just stacked me all the way up. And
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm just like, okay, wow, you are good at Tetris.
Yeah.
So we'll have to play with her. And
Yeah.
She can
Teach us.
teach. Yeah, it for the first time it clicked and I was like, I enjoy this.
Yeah.
Every time up to that, I'm like, this ain't fun.
Yeah. I mean, this is not for me, but I'm glad I finally tried it because I've been wondering about it for so long. I'm like,
That's why I'm.
Tetris Battle Royale, really?
That's
but
why
I get it.
I'm curious if you can learn a few things because it's very frustrating otherwise and
Yeah.
not fun. But it's like taking off a barrier and you can see better, and then it is fun.
Right.
So I would say give it a chance.
There's
Close to
a
that.
way higher learning curve with this than I think even with something like Fortnite. Like, one of your very first games in Fortnite, you won.
Well,
You can get... and I'm not saying it...
Fortnite's a shooter.
I know, and that's the difference.
So-
but, like, you can't just kind of... You can't camp in this game. You have to actively be playing at your top peak performance.
So here's the other thing I would say.
Whereas in other, like, Battle Royales, you can kind of play less aggressively and still win.
This is not the way to learn how to play Tetris.
No, yeah.
So I would even when I'm saying like learn a little, on a stress-free Tetris.
Yeah. But I'm talking about Tetris 99. Like,
yeah, that's intense. I don't play it anymore because
Yeah.
it's so
it's...
intense.
Yeah.
But I did have a period when I got into it a little where it was like, let's do the next one.
Yeah.
Let's do the next one. Like,
Yeah.
let's jump back in there and do the next one.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're getting better each time because it's fresh. But that I haven't played it in so long because it's I want a local offline mode to just play regular Tetris.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy Tetris.
Yeah.
What I really want is Tetris Effect, which was like the future Tetris.
Right.
They made like a new Tetris.
I remember that.
And it's behind the person that made Rez and then Rez Infinite. They're very weird, trippy games where you're kind of moving through. It's about feel and emotion
Right.
and stuff. And Tetris Effect is that.
I remember you telling me about that.
And
Was that an iPhone thing?
No, it's PS4.
It is?
VR. Actually, it was
Right.
a big VR deal.
Right.
And it's called Tetris Effect named after the Tetris Effect,
Mm-hmm.
which they identified after Tetris came out. And it was people would play Tetris, and then when they weren't playing Tetris, they were still playing Tetris. The images they stick in your brain.
Yeah.
When you sleep, you're still doing the shapes. It was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And they created this game to kind of evoke that and really pull like that more out of it.
Yeah.
Like get those weird imagery, where they even tested with like somebody who had memory problems, they could remember the Tetris blocks.
That's cool.
So there's something there.
Of a board of a game that they played, or just the blocks themselves?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. But it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, good. Thanks for. I don't know.
I
I
wanted to-
don't want to thank you, but like that's.
Well, no,
cool
I
that
decided
you-
I wanted to live up to my challenge, you know?
I should say thank you for reminding me,
Yeah.
because I definitely.
And I want to challenge
forgot.
each other stuff like with stuff like that more often. Like,
Yeah.
make me play a game I wouldn't have played otherwise.
Oh, I will do that.
And I'll make sure you watch stuff that,
Yeah. Because I'm very open-minded.
yeah.
So, and I trust you.
Yeah.
My grandma is constantly asking like for recommendations for stuff from you. So, how familiar are you with Resident Evil?
I don't know how to describe how familiar I am with it. I know it's like one of the most popular horror franchises in games. They remade one a couple years ago that
Sure.
was that they were
January.
showing at E3 when we went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year at E3.
Yeah.
They showed
No,
it
when we went, right?
last year at
Oh,
E3.
that is last year,
I know.
huh?
It's my
That's
timeline.
really weird.
It doesn't feel like October to me.
Right.
It feels like April.
Yeah. I've never had interest in it.
No, I've never played Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 apparently changed action games, set the precedent for what third-person action games were going to be moving forward. So I've always wanted to play that one. I tried to play the first one. It's very old and hard to... But Resident Evil 2 Remake came out, and it's like a perfect modern game of refreshing the genre. So I want to be my entry point.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, remake more of them.
Did a new one come out recently also? Like 8 or something? Or 7?
7.
Like
So
a year or two ago?
So 4 was incredible. This is just outsider perspective. I've never played them. 4 was incredible. One of the greatest action games ever. 5 was 6 was bad. And everybody's like, it's dead. 7 came back. VR.
Right.
So PSVR.
Yeah.
Like, game changer. First person. It's always been third person. And really good.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it, but it got very good. I'm happy for people that love that.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's my alley. That
Okay.
is right up. Like, the art style, all of that.
Coming out in a creepy time, too. Or you can play it in October, which is a creepy time.
I'm probably not going to play it this year.
Damn.
Maybe next year. I think I'll probably play it next year.
That and like Dead Space we need to just play during October. I'm sorry.
This year is-
okay, I'm sorry.
This year is Batman and Luigi's Mansion. Those are my October games.
Okay.
It's 2 Batman games and Luigi's Mansion. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. 3?
2.
2.
So the Luigi's Mansion 3 thing,
Yeah.
it hurts a little. They didn't announce a release date back before because they clearly weren't sure when it was going to get finished. And I was like, because I always said they're going to put it out October.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced it's coming out on Halloween. Perfect. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because now I have to play it during Thanksgiving.
That's not when I want to play it.
I want to
not-
finish it on Halloween.
I'm not going to lie. I'm considering not getting it.
What? Until
Next year.
you can't. No, you can't. We have to play
I
it.
know I don't want, but like I'm like trying to be responsible.
Well, okay. Can we get it and then invite Robin over and just the 3 of us? Or do you want... Okay, let me ask you this. Do you want to do your own playthrough of it first, or should the 3 of us play it together like we used to?
I'm really upset that it's coming out on Halloween. Like, honestly. I think I can get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like this with games. Like,
Yeah.
I want to play them thematically.
Yeah.
And I hate... So they saved their ass.
I mean...
By putting it out on Halloween. That's the latest date. I have a feeling it's not going to be ready until then.
Well, and a lot of people probably won't think of it as thoroughly as you are. They're like, Halloween, that makes perfect sense.
Every comment I saw said that.
That's perfect?
I thought, no.
That's too late.
Yeah.
Really?
I was afraid I was going to be the only one. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, everybody's picking up on that.
That sucks.
Everybody's like, no, I want to play this during the spooky month.
Right.
So what I was going to say is the only reason I don't really care with this game is because this game is going to be so diverse.
Right.
That I think it'll be okay.
The only
to
thing is
not-
ghosts.
Yeah. So I'm like, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, Resident Evil 2 Remake. People loved it. Now they're like, remake the third one. Da 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 da. And they did a tease like 2 weeks ago. They had a new something coming out. And so I think they had a game on PS2 called Resident Evil Outbreak, which was a multiplayer version. I'm like, perfect. They've got this new engine. They've got all this like new stuff they've learned. They're probably making a multiplayer game as a stopgap between when they make Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Okay.
And they announced it, Project Resistance. It's a 4-player co-op survival game that doesn't look that good. Because it's... When they showed the 4 characters, people thought it was going to be Left 4 Dead, which was very popular, and that's just go around, kill people, escape.
Made by the same people? Or you mean it would be like Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead's made by Valve, the people that only ever make 2 games of everything.
Right.
And so there's no more Left 4 Dead. And
Right.
people were like, ooh, maybe we'll get that fixed. This is more Dead by Daylight,
Mm-hmm.
which is the game where like you can play Freddy and Jason, and you're hunting the people, and then they're also trying to survive. So it's this like asymmetrical multiplayer experience. That's what this is, where there's somebody in a room that's putting traps and sending stuff out at you and can control a zombie. I think it might still be good, but I'm much less interested in
Not
that
what
for some
people were expecting.
reason. Yeah, people are lukewarm on it. Let's wait until it actually comes out, but they announced that.
But it's at least something to keep Resident Evil in people's minds until 3 comes out.
As long as it's good, though.
Sure.
Because if it brings that brand value down,
Yeah.
what is it, mind share?
Mm-hmm.
Value down,
Yeah.
it can hurt.
Yeah.
But the second you come out with 3, it's back up. So
Yeah.
it's, I agree. I think it's about keeping the brand out there and keeping it fresh, which
Right.
is fine. Have you watched the video of the next thing?
No.
Ring Fit Adventure. I want this game. I showed it to Maya. She's totally on board.
Is it like Sonic working out and
No.
getting healthier?
And arguably, the reason I put it on there isn't even to talk about the game. It's to talk about the trailer.
Okay.
The creepiest people I've ever seen.
Should we watch it?
Don't even have to watch that much of it to get the full gist. So
Okay.
yeah, let's watch like the first minute. It's 7.5 minutes long. That's why I didn't want to watch the whole trailer, but it gets into
The people in the game or the people that made the game are creepy?
the people explaining the game.
Okay. This 1 million view, 7 minutes. Oh, this internet's not working very well either.
It loaded instantly.
Hey everyone! Last week we released this video. You saw some people moving their bodies, doing some kind of activity.
And having a pretty good laugh. Truthfully, they were playing a brand new adventure game for Nintendo Switch. It's a bit different from what you would expect.
It's an adventure game first and foremost, but you'll actually be moving your body. You might even break a sweat while playing. It's called Ring Fit Adventure.
When you think of an adventure, you probably picture a world in peril and enemies to battle as you work towards a goal. That's the core of an adventure game.
So how will you battle your enemies? Well, you can't go on a quest without cool gear.
I want to burn him with fire.
It doesn't make sense. I was like, what is it? Because he's clearly just trying. He's trying. They probably told him to do this. They approved it. So I don't necessarily blame him.
This feels like a Black Mirror episode.
But it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's really uncomfortable. Just the like it's something about his.
Well, the production of it
cadence,
too, the way it
and-
like quickly zoomed to his face and like zoomed in, like, oh god, like can you just stand there?
So
Yeah, I don't like that.
I you should probably see the game a little. So we
Okay,
can
that's a
talk
good
about
point.
it.
Yeah, I don't even know what the game is.
Because I'm gonna get it. I
These are the Ring-Con and leg strap accessories. Just insert the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers into
like
the Ring-Con
ASMR
and
too.
leg strap like this. Once they're
They're
in
like-
place, your quest can begin. In this game, you won't be pressing buttons on the Joy-Con controllers to move and attack.
So is this the
Instead,
Wii
you'll
Fit?
use your holding
Oh, it
controls
literally
to
is
move
Fit. Yeah.
battle enemies and reach
it's
the
better,
goal.
I think.
See, this isn't just any ring. It's actually an electronic device that senses and reacts to your movements.
That's
It'll
insane.
turn
It's really
physical
cool.
force into
It's a
power.
Pilates ring,
Yeah.
and Pilates rings are pretty
Likewise,
legit.
The leg strap will sense the movements of your lower body. Whether you're super fit or it's your first time exercising in a while, you can calibrate the Ring-Con to match your personal ability.
That means
That's
ring
what they
fit
make me
is
uncomfortable, but I don't hate them. It's this weird like
Introduce the world of
His smile freaks me out,
it's
man.
in his eyes, and there's something like
And he's like a good-looking dude, but like he just looks so
I don't-
fake.
So that's what I'm confused. I'm like, is he?
Yeah, I think he is. He seems like a robot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is
it
what gave me the Black
even
Mirror
the
vibe, like-
sound of his voice is something's weird about
Yeah.
it. And then I'm like, is that what I would look like? Like,
If you were doing this, you mean?
yeah, that's what kept going through my head, and I'm like, so like I don't. But burning with fire is. Everybody said like, what is like that was the sentiment that everybody shared.
Yeah, I didn't mean. Yeah,
No. That
Yeah.
you're good. Like you're not actually gonna do it, but that's what you feel.
really, really off-putting.
Yeah.
The adventure begins when an evil, bodybuilding dragon named Draco throws the world into chaos. else. This world needs your help, and there's a lot of it to save.
This is hilarious.
To move forward, simply jog in place. You can go slowly or quickly to navigate a guided path through each course. Press in on the ring pod to create a blast of air in the game. If you aim downwards, you can jump. You may find yourself paddleboarding.
So this was about the point where Maya was like, "This looks amazing.
This is very smart.
Yeah, oh, I want this. Like, I want to go play a gamified exercise. Do I want to do this?
No.
Good job.
No.
No. Do I want to? Yeah. Take out the monster. Yeah. And then be like, I got a great workout in.
That's
Hell
the thing.
yeah, I wanna
It's
do that.
I mean, obviously you know you're doing it to work out, but like, it's kind of tricking you because you look like you're doing the stuff that you're supposed to be doing in game.
It's the future of fitness. So like the Peloton apparently is like a really popular fitness bike, and it's gamifying exercise.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so-
and like achievements and stuff
Mm-hmm.
will help exercise astronomically.
Yep. The more it's gamified, it's the easy, because then you're not, oh, I'm doing a workout.
Right.
You're tricking your mind. And
Yeah.
then it's like Pokemon Go.
Yeah. Get outside.
Yeah.
Walk around.
So I'm all on. We're gonna get one of those for sure.
Cool.
It just I want to beat it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
get it. I want to beat the
game.
bodybuilding dragon. Like, how amazing
What was his name?
is that?
Was his name Draco?
Drago?
Drago?
Drago? Yeah, something like
Draco
that.
Malfoy.
So that's Ring Fit Adventure.
Interesting.
But it's weirdly getting, I think, buzz for looking good, but also what did they do with these people in the video? 'Cause
Yeah.
even she's a little upset. later in the video.
little creepy,
She
yeah.
wasn't as bad yet.
Yeah.
She gets worse.
I wanted to update something I mentioned last week. Remember how last week I said that the Uniqlo Fortnite merch had not yet been dropped?
Yes.
It was. This past week it came out. And it's disappointing. It basically just looks like Fortnite merch, which has always looked like for children. And I was hoping this would be a little bit more...
There's not even one.
There might be one.
That's
and
usually
it's
what
insanely simple. So here's the lineup.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm not going to wear that.
I
A lot of them are hoodies.
I like the hoodie. That's so far.
That hoodie's it's DJ Yonder, which is like your dude. So
there you go. That makes sense.
I kind of like the Tomato Man,
Oh.
but again,
It's a hoodie.
I'm not gonna wear a Fortnite hoodie. You know, the only shirt I kind of like
and because it
is
has-
this Cuddle Team Leader shirt.
So the only Uniqlo shirts I like, as you know, are the
Pockets.
pocket ones. There's a few other ones, but then like the colors vary sometimes. So
I mean, because
that's
the
is
two
that all?
that I think so, I'm pretty sure.
that's
the
a
two
weak-
Star Wars shirts that I have are like
Yeah.
again, like we were saying earlier, like kind of abstract,
Yeah.
like a different artist's take
Yeah.
on Star Wars, and I like that.
Yeah.
I wanted that with Fortnite. This looks like Fortnite told Uniqlo what to put on their shirts, and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. So I'm kind of disappointed.
The Nintendo ones, the Pokemon ones, a lot of those were fan designs.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, they would have had a lot.
Disney
nice
too, I
stuff.
think, right?
I don't know. I don't
I think
remember.
there was a lot of like
Probably.
fan like Mickey ones. Yeah,
I'm still holding out for Dragon Ball.
it's gotta happen eventually.
Yeah, eventually, you would think. So I did finish Spider-Man, all the DLC. It's done, 100%.
Okay.
Every in-game suit, power-up, every trophy. There's only two trophies I don't have, and that's finish New Game Plus and on Ultimate difficulty. So if I ever want to play Spider-Man again,
You'll do it that
that's
way.
what I will do.
Yeah.
Because then I'd have all the suits, so that would be a fun way to play through.
Is that the only way to? Oh,
And I
do
could-
you have all the suits?
Yeah, I have everything now.
Okay.
And that would be a fun way, because then I could just play through the story, and I don't have to. And then I could just do what I want.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Yeah.
I enjoy it enough that I might go for those 2 extra trophies.
I'm disappointed in myself because I had meant to beat the game this
Yeah.
week, hoping that because I saw that you put that on there, I'm like, damn, maybe we can both talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to do it for next week, and then I want you to bring the statue.
Yes, I was. The reason I was bringing it up is because they're putting out a Game of the Year edition with all the DLC packed in. It's such a nice tight package.
Yeah.
So I hope a lot of people that haven't picked it up pick that up.
Was it Game of the Year?
Yeah, Game of the Year edition.
It was. Okay.
Oh well, they do that, right?
Oh.
So like God of War won Game of the Year.
Right.
But games get Game of the Year editions
From other places.
because they get either an award over there or award in a category there. So if some game gets some version of that somewhere, then it's rather than definitive edition. I like Game of the Year edition, but that feels great. I feel like I can play anything now.
Yeah.
And so I will. Also, I wore this shirt because this is going to be a real thing.
Show it. And explain what it is.
It's Super Mario Kart.
Okay.
Maya got me this shirt.
It's a cool shirt.
I love it. It's one of my favorites. And did you see the announcement, the official announcement? Super Nintendo World will be opening in Osaka early next year.
That's awesome.
Like, it doesn't even seem like there hasn't been any news. And then, boom, now it's opening. So, I don't know when Universal is they're working on it. They're building it over at Universal Studios right now.
Ours?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah. It won't be, I don't think it'll be as big as the ones in Japan, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because more reason to go. But the little hints were like that they're probably going to have Switch compatibility, and it'll be the same thing where you like maybe earn coins and get to use those and like go do that. They're going to have Mario Kart.
What, like a
that's
ride?
the ride. No, like Mario Kart is going to be one of the rides. This is I'm talking to Osaka because it might change.
I will get in line for that all day long.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be this needed to happen.
Yeah.
Nintendo deserves this level of existence in the world.
Yep.
Like tangible existence, not just a thing in your TV that nobody knows about. Like it should physically exist somewhere. And Disney does not need them. Universal needs something.
Yeah.
Nintendo is so perfect, I feel like.
I love that.
So I'm
That would almost get me to buy like a Universal Pass.
oh yeah. It's also the price of like one day.
I know.
So
But that's how little I care about Universal.
we got it and didn't go again.
Uh-huh.
Now, granted, that's mainly because they're like, your tiny ticket stub, don't lose that. That's your pass for the year. And I don't think we saw it again after that day.
Yeah.
I looked and I was so careful too, and I don't know what happened. So we'll go back once. Now that Jurassic World is open too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been there with you.
So the last thing is just a quick announcement. The ESA, or I'm not even sure who, but they announced plans for E3 2020. Did you see?
Mm-mm.
So they have been nervous and struggling and trying to find the future format
Of E3?
Of E3, because things are changing, right? Nintendo's doing their thing. PlayStation wasn't there. Xbox was over here. Blah 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 blah. Like, what's the identity of E3? It
Right.
sucked this year.
Yeah.
Like dead space. So they're reformatting I didn't look at floor plans and whatnot, but the main takeaway I had was they're adding 10,000 more consumers, or just regular public, which I think they actually brought it down this year, so it'll be closer to when we were there.
Yep.
They're also going to have a full industry day, just for the media, and then like 2 or 3 days for the fans. So they're trying to break that up.
Yeah.
But I was listening, so they talked about this on Kind of Funny Games Daily today, and Greg was really making a good point of like, if he was talking about when he was walking through, and it's like people were like excited to see him, and it was like, yeah, I've been waiting in line for an hour and a half to play this game, and it's like, oh, that's sad. Is that really the best consumer experience, is to just come and stand in lines all day?
Right.
But I mean, look at every convention everywhere. That's what it
Everything
is.
everywhere. His lines.
So his hope was kind of like, how is it fixable? Can we make this an enjoyable experience? Like, people are paying a lot of money to come stand in line.
Yeah.
Play 3 games, and I'm like, I have, that's mainly like, yeah, dude, you have had the golden ticket for years. I'm sure that's very hard to see.
Sure.
For most people, like, that's an opportunity. They don't really care necessarily, but I hope they can figure out something.
Yeah.
To a happy medium where everybody's taken care of. Unfortunately, E3 can think and do as much as they want, and they don't really have a lot of power or control. Next year's going to be lit because the new consoles are coming.
Right.
Or dead, I guess, right before the new consoles.
Yeah, they're at the mercy of the games that are made.
Yeah. So, we will see. But
Yeah.
we will be there.
Oh, yeah. Going forwards.
Yep.
Yep.
And we are the Huber Rebels. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next.
Our pizza's here. We got to go.
No, but we'll see. I want to go every year now.
Yeah. No, I'm totally in.
I don't want to miss another one because I don't know how many more they're going to be.
Really?
I also felt like that about 10 years ago when it literally stopped, and I'm like, I always wanted to go. There's never going to be. And I think back on that E3, and I was so stressed and nervous and trying to do good and be good.
Right.
But then when I really think back on it, I'm like, that was amazing.
It was very, yeah.
That was incredible.
The only thing that made it worse for me was that I had to drive out from like La Habra to do it. To get here, to then pick you up, to then drive there.
If it makes you feel better, it was worse for me too because of that.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be better next time.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to commit to house sitting during E3.
Nope.
Even though it's probably the same week that they go on vacation every year.
I will not do it this time.
I'm excited. Oh, next week is, oh my goodness. A week from today is Last of Us 2 media presentation.
Okay.
And, so we'll have that to talk about next week.
Yes.
And then Minecon next Saturday. So we got
That's exciting.
a couple things coming up, and then
Yep.
Disney Plus, and blah, 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 blah. So after like next week, we're rocking.
I don't
and
see it
rolling
slowing down
to the
anytime
end of the
soon.
year.
Yeah.
I love this. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
There's no more doldrums anymore. And I think this will be the first generational leap that there's not. They've got content ready that they are holding back.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
And they're just going to flood us.
The only time that's ever happened is Breath of the Wild, where they had this epic thing. They held it back a little to make the launch epic.
Right.
You telling me nobody else noticed that? Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're holding back, so you better keep listening.
Do you know how many episodes of the show we've recorded that we're just going to unleash on you? Like 1,000.
Yeah. That's true. It's what, 1943 right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's been 80 years, 86 years.
We've predicted everything correctly, too. I assume. I'm not sure, because it hasn't
amazing.
happened yet, but...
Oh, and if you're wondering, we will post pictures to prove how old we are.
Yeah.
Take us out.
All right. This has been the Huber Rebels podcast. Thank you for watching and or listening. If you are watching, you can listen to us on any of your podcast streaming services that are your favorites. I will say that a different order this time. You can listen to us on any of your favorite podcast streaming services.
Wait, I liked that.
Okay, I'll stick with that.
Stick with that.
That's
Stick
fine.
With that. Yeah.
And if you are listening, you can watch us on YouTube. We post the video podcast every single week. And we also have a bonus podcast that goes up on Patreon. You can pay $1 for that. It has bonus content, bloopers, gameplay, all that kind of stuff. Just to help support us a little bit. You can become a founding rebel if you're one of the first 24 to do that. So get on that. My name is Jordan.
My name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion. Let's go get some pizza.
I need pizza badly. Yeah.